Hello, listeners, and welcome to the Pod Fruit, One Piece Through New Eyes. On today's episode, we will be discussing Volume 26, titled Adventure on God's Island. Volume 26 covers chapters 237 through 246. I am the host, Michael, and with me, as always, we have our One Piece rookies, V and Dylan.
Hello, hello.
Also, Twitter, Instagram, and Discord for all our latest announcements, information, and fun. On Twitter, we are at PodFruit. Instagram, it's PodFruit. And our Discord is linked in the description. We would also love it if you gave us a follow and a review. Let us know what you like or what you don't. We love feedback. Well, with that, let's begin. The Straw Hats reach the top of the knock-up stream and find an ocean made of clouds. They are soon attacked by a masked figure, but saved by a mysterious knight named Gonfor, flying on a horse bird thing. He leaves them with a whistle to call for help should they need it. As they explore the cloud sea, they pass through a gate stationed by an old woman, but they do not pay the toll. The crew is then flung upwards into another cloud sea where they find an island and dock for some relaxation. Soon they are greeted by the residents of the Sky Island, Conis and Pagaya. The two residents introduce the crew to some unusual technology, notably a one-person craft known as a waver. Nami takes the waver out for a spin and ends up near a mysterious overgrown jungle. She watches as a fight breaks out between a group of individuals and some person resembling the masked attacker from earlier. She quickly turns back to the island where she left the crew. Back on the island, the Straw Hats are being harassed by the White Berets, Skypia's police force. The police attempt to arrest the Straw Hats for trespassing, but they are defeated. Before they can escape, the Going Merry is forcibly taken to the upper yard with Nami, Robin, Chopper, and Zoro on board. The Going Merry finds itself beached on a large altar, and Zoro, Nami, Robin, and not Chopper, resolve to explore the area, leaving Chopper behind to watch the ship. Luffy, Sanji, and Usopp go to save their friends. They take a boat which follows a perilous stream full of traps to a series of 4 doors, each marked with a named challenge. They choose one and end up facing off against one of Kami Inaru's vassals, Satori. And that is our summary for Volume 26. V, you are going to start things off with Chapter 237.
Let's fucking go. So 237, titled High in the Sky. I gotta say, right off the bat, intro image story, who called it? Who called it? Who called the teeth marks on the trees and whatnot?
Was it you?
This bitch did. This bitch called it.
Don't refer to yourself in such a way. You're nice.
Okay, I am nice, but I'm taking ownership back of the term.
Don't make that face.
What face? They
the
can't
teeth
see
marks
it.
on the trees didn't lie in the previous intro image story. I can't say I'm particularly happy to see Whiteball again. Last we've seen him, he was absolutely detestable, and, you know, just looking at him, just looking at his fucking face, he still looks like a piece of shit. I will say, I am curious. I'm curious to find out more because, you know, as we know, when we kind of left him, he team rocketed out of the universe, kind of flew into the ether. Not sure what was going to happen to him. And there he is just eating away at, as we find out, everything. But for now, he just has this fucking tree-eating grin on his face. I.e. shit-eating grin on his face. And I hate him, but I'm still kind of looking forward to seeing where his shenanigans are going to lead him. So this volume starts where the previous one ended. I quite enjoy page 3 as the Blackbeard pirates look at the stream the Straw Hats just rode up. I like seeing that that Blackbeard he's seemingly happy. Like there's a camaraderie within the pirates, within real pirates. Because, like, if we're thinking about people like Bellamy, where that camaraderie is kind of pushed to the sideway to the benefit of, like, self-importance and very much, like, selfish gain, I feel like the quote-unquote real pirates do get a sense of pride in seeing other people succeed. And this is what I'm getting out of Blackbeard here at the bottom of page 3.
It's like a kind of like an honor among thieves type of deal.
Exactly. Like you and I are on a similar page, and I know that ultimately we are going to butt heads in going for that goal, because we're going for the same goal, and so therefore we're quote-unquote competing, but I don't mind seeing you succeed. Like, this is telling me that you're a worthy opponent, that you're someone that's worth my time, that you're someone that I want to see more of, and that's exactly the sense that I'm getting here out of Blackbeard.
Yeah, it's kind of thing. It's like, oh, when we do get to face each other, we're going to be even stronger then. And
right, and that's
wait.
exactly the sense I was getting from like Mihawk. Was like, and the Mihawk versus Zoro thing was very much like, listen, you're not there yet, but I want you to get there, and so therefore I will spare your life. And in this sense, it's like, okay, we got the Blackbeard pirates that were really like ultimately aiming for the Straw Hats and preventing them from achieving whatever goals they were striving for. But in seeing them succeed, they're not bitter, they're not angry, they're like, okay, I see that you're capable of doing the thing that I didn't think you were capable of. That gives me more drive to go ahead and meet you wherever you're gonna land later on. And I feel like that's a really interesting dynamic in terms of like relationships among pirates.
Another thing is like Bellamy likes to punch down,
right?
Where clearly,
because he's a fucking bully. Again, he's a 13-year-old fucking bully with a
edgelord.
Yes, hate him. Let's
all
agree.
M80s in
Bellamy,
bullfrogs' asses. Because I'm badass.
Don't have asses. I think they have cloacas, Dylan.
Well,
I don't know if that's true.
All right, I was going to say, I might have been wrong. You're wrong.
You know who has cloacas? Birds. So page 4 gives us a bit more detail on how each of the Blackbeard pirates are reacting, and ends with them kind of reiterating their resolve to meet the Straw Hats again. And like, this is kind of giving Straw Hats vibes, like their enthusiasm at the idea of meeting them again, and that, again, like I was saying earlier, meeting them where they're gonna be and their progress and their development, I think is low-key very inspiring, and like it makes me excited to see them again. And
it's certainly interesting. Yeah,
when we had the reveal of, oh shit, those are the Blackbeard pirates, it made me so much more interested in each of them as a character. I have to say, I'm still really in love with the sharpshooter's design as a character. Looking forward to seeing more of him. But just, there's a lot of like, I see a lot in that crew resonate with the Straw Hats, like different personality types, but the same kind of essence and drive that I can certainly respect among pirates. And yeah, so it's good sportsmanship in a way, like sportsmanship, respect, determination, and all of these are traits that I really enjoy seeing in pirates. And I think that's what bothered me of Bellamy in general as a pirate, is he lacked that, and I'm happy to find it again in the Blackbeard Pirates crew. So we also get over, let me just double check, pages 6 and 7, a really nice 2-page spread of the sky ocean they're quote-unquote sailing, and despite the argument that ensues about whether or not you can sail on clouds, seemingly
argument over.
They're able to. I mean, clouds are made of water, are they not? So
fair.
There they are. But yeah, it's very beautiful. I think like, I was going to comment that I would have liked to see that shot in color, but to be honest, assuming that the clouds would be white, I don't know how much difference that would actually make, and like maybe it would make the merry-go stand out a little bit more. But in and of itself, that is a perfectly good 2-page spread, and I quite liked it. So I have a note here that says, I'm not even going to say anything about Sanji's reaction to finding out Usopp isn't breathing. I won't belabor the point. Y'all can guess what it is.
Yeah.
And, okay, I will just state right off the bat, I have big issues with Sanji coming up in this volume.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I will get into it when we get into it. I love Sanji's character as a concept, but as he is being demonstrated specifically, and I'm not taking away anything from him as a character in general, but in this volume specifically.
Well, a lot of volumes.
Ooh. he is making it hard to like him. Anyway, we will get to that when we get to it. But Sanji's on thin ice, which is weird for me to say because I feel like I'm someone that's like a little flirtatious. I'm someone that likes to cook. Like, I feel like I can relate to Sanji in many different ways, but he also really rubs me the wrong way in other many different ways. And this volume is very much a highlight of that. But again, we will get to it when we get to it. Yeah, so at page 9, I don't expect to see reckless behavior coming from Usopp, but sure enough,
I know.
he dives into the clouds at the bottom of page 8, and you know, he has those moments, and like I said, I wasn't a huge. I think I spoke about this in the previous episode. Usopp is a character that from the get-go, I had a little bit of... I second-guessed him a lot. He's not a trustworthy character. He lies. He tries to kind of, like, I don't know. It felt, past tense, disingenuine. But the more time I spend with Usopp as a character, the more he's growing on me. The more he has these moments of, wait a minute, actually... He's a scaredy cat, but I don't know that he's as much of a coward as I initially thought he was. He has his moments of cowardice, and I feel like that's just something that's going to continue and build on, but he's proving himself time and time again, especially now that we're done with the Baroque's work arc. I feel he's growing into himself a little bit more and is making me like him more and more. Page 10 and 11 are a great display of Robin's devil fruit powers and how useful, albeit creepy, they are.
Yeah.
As she makes an eye sprout from Luffy's palm, which
That panel.
And his
is
arms.
giving Pan's Labyrinth. Like, with the eye in the middle of the palm. Great
And
call
don't
out. And
the Floor Masters have eyes in the palm as well?
Yes, I think so.
really? I don't think so. I think they just...
Maybe not.
I don't think they have eyeballs in the palm. But
I mean, I never got to see them because they're always like, ha! And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Just fucking grab you. Either they grab you or you run the fuck away, right? I don't think they have eyeballs in the middle. But yeah, so the bottom of page 10 was certainly, to me, reminiscent of Pan's Labyrinth. But yeah, super useful, but also super creepy. And she creates a hook of sorts to pull him to the surface. Also, just... overall interesting shots visually for those 2 pages, seeing the limbs go through the clouds. Like, I don't know, it was cool. It was a little unexpected, but it was cool, and it makes sense. You know, we're still getting accustomed to Robin as a character, as someone who has devil fruit powers, as a member of the Straw Hats, and I'm like, okay, I see what you got. I see what you got, girl. Okay, I can dig this. And yeah, so with the hook, seemingly, they've caught something else. We see the giant octopus at page 12, and my first thought was Hachi would have a lot of meat for his takoyaki business.
I don't think he has the right type of refrigeration to be able to use it efficiently.
Right?
So much out.
But considering what happens next, I'm not sure that would be possible. Page 13, my king, my boy, Zoro with his king
He's
shit.
he says, time to go to work. Straps on his boots. His Tims.
He's like, okay, let's fucking go.
Well, you never heard of Timberlands?
Of course I've heard of Timberlands.
I never owned Timberlands, but I know exactly what they are and what they look like. I've dated boys with Timberlands. Anyway.
How do you feel about that? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not with them anymore is all I'm going to say about it.
There's a small but real connection between Timberlands and prescription pill abuse, at least in my experience.
Yo, you say that, and the one guy that I dated that had Timberlands was a drug dealer.
That's like you call them skull crushers, I call them pill crushers, brother.
Honey, hand me my boot. I'm gonna crush this.
Oh,
pill.
I hate to say it, he was kind of my one that got away, but the drug addiction, I couldn't deal with it.
Oh, V, you're better off.
Yeah, that's one of the ones where it's like, that's the one you should have thrown away.
Oh, I know. He was just so hot. Anyway. But yes, so Zoro and his king shit at page 13, my hubby, my love, my darling. But turns out that the octopus was hollow or full of air. Makes sense because, you know, by virtue of the environment in which it lives, for it to be able to move around in the clouds, it wouldn't need to be hollow, but it's still kind of a strange concept to wrap your head around.
Well, the good comparison is like if you pull like a creature out of the Mariana Trench, when you bring it up to the surface, it's like
deep
deflated.
Sea creatures.
Yeah, because it's meant to be under extremely high pressure, so when it's not, it just falls apart.
Yeah, so just similar creatures, different environments,
flipped over.
Different results. Yeah, exactly.
An interesting exercise in like logic and science.
Yeah, for sure. And just visually, I think it was very interesting at the bottom of page 13 to see it just explode like a balloon would. Like, that was kind of fun. So top of page 15. I love that little fish. Like, why is the skyfish low-key adorable? I don't know what it is. It's just his little fins,
big mouth, little eyes.
And his little mouth and his little eyes while Robin is holding him. I was like, this is too cute. And turns out it's also delicious, as Sanji made quick work of sautéing it, which... Again, we're going to get into Sanji a little bit later on, but I respect his culinary prowess and his ability to make a meal out of essentially anything that they find.
Yeah, it's oh my god, it's so adorable. Skills. Let's fry it.
Let's eat it.
There's a little bit of Dylan in that statement.
There's some bitch in the fryer.
With the little fweep fweep, I don't know. I could have kept him as a pet and equally eaten him.
Oh god.
In a little aquarium? Come on now. Okay, yes. The look of terror on Chopper's face at page 16 as he realizes that someone is coming straight towards them is actually a little bit jarring, especially the top left corner of the page with the bulging eyes. Like, he's like, oh, shit. Like just with the, like, he's shaking. Someone's asking, what's wrong, Chopper? He's like... I can just feel the panic and I can feel his tiny little heart and his tiny little reindeer chest just going so fast.
Yeah, there's definitely
little baby. And yeah, so we get a good...
You coming over there, you dirty little freak?
Chopper, what you doing?
You dog, you.
Everyone's just like, hey.
No, but he's scared.
Oh, what is that, a red rocket? I might cut that.
No, stop it. You're gross. Okay, stop making it gross. He's perfect.
We towed the line. He said, no, bitch, check this shit out.
Stop it. So, we get a good look at the assailant at the bottom of page 17. And listen, I get why Chopper is scared. That is horrid. Okay, Zelda reference. Obscure Zelda reference. If anyone here has played Majora's Mask, it reminds me a little bit of the Woodfall Temple boss, Odolwa. You guys might need to Google it. But
I played
Woodfall
Majora's Mask so long ago.
The Woodfall Temple boss, Odolwa, in Majora's Mask. That is exactly what it's reminding me of. I'll give you guys a few seconds to look it up.
Odolwa. It's crazy that you remember the name.
I'm a nerd.
I see it.
Right?
I see it for sure.
So it's giving that like tribal warrior gonna slice you into 1,000 pieces. And then yeah, on top of that, as we see on page 18, he is a strong opponent and handles the fuck out of the Straw Hats. So, you know what? Chopper had a reason to be a little scared. I know. He's just a little squishy guy. He's a little bit of a, scaredy cat sometimes, but I will trust his judgment. And then, yeah, so page 19, and we learn more about this character as we go on throughout this volume, but we are introduced to the Sky Knight, and he has a hell of a mustache and a bird companion. We find out more about his his bird companion later on, and I have thoughts on it. All of them are good. Let's be clear.
Okay,
I love it. But that is how this first chapter of volume 26 ends. And listen, it's promising, and as we go on through the volume, I will say, and I'll get into that sort of at the end of it when we go over our recap of the volume. There's some dips for me in this volume. It is not a perfect volume.
Ranch, Dylan. You don't want none of this shit.
Fuck ranch, yeah.
Blue cheese. But there's some highlights, and there's some moments where I feel like I don't know how relevant certain things were, or the pacing of certain elements of this particular volume went. But to me, this was a good way to start us off.
Yeah.
So that is what I had for 237. Dylan?
Yeah, and to touch on the cover image, that's how you should have done Pell. You should have, because like I'm not even mad about Walpole, because it's like I had time. It's like, all right, it's done. I'm past it. And it comes back and it's like, oh, okay. I guess I can be okay with it. But it's just the fact that Pell was given.
It was too quick.
Yeah,
you had
way
no
too quick.
time.
Yeah, you didn't have time to like sit with it.
To soak with it and then be like, oh, actually no,
Yeah.
like he did actually manage to survive. I'm like, okay, I'm willing to see that now.
Yeah.
But I do, everything you said about the Blackbeard crew, 100% agree. It's just like, man, we're just spoiling for a good fight, but if they can do that, man, they're going to be so much stronger when they get back. Can't wait.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're excited. They're excited for them to get back.
I'm actually kind of really excited about their sharpshooter.
Yes, I know. I love that character design.
If it comes down to a fight, I'm curious how, like, because if it's going to come down to a fight, it's going to be Usopp versus him.
That would be crazy.
And I would love to see that growth that's going to come out of that.
Yeah, that's true. Because I was thinking, like, who else is a, like, range character? If we're talking about, like, D&D, like, vocabulary, Usopp is the only, I think, well...
He's the sharpshooter.
Yeah,
he even says later,
he has a slingshot. But, yeah,
Right.
he is the sharpshooter. It's just the Blackbeard Pirates, I can't remember his name right this second, but that guy's design is so, like, intricate and it seems developed, whereas Usopp's feels a little clunky, but I feel like it like Dylan is just saying, in terms of the opportunity for growth for Usopp, that would be super cool. Yeah.
I mean, I would hope, I doubt it'll happen, but I hope he gets into a fight with him. He's like, you know what? These gun things are a great idea.
Wait a minute, let me get a gun.
Don't think that's going to happen, but...
You never know.
He looks at the rifle and is like, damn, I need a bigger slingshot.
You know what? The ballista is just essentially just a giant slingshot.
Is it, right, and I'm thinking, isn't a crossbow kind of like a slingshot?
I think so.
But
so is a
you
bow.
just use rocks. Because the thing is,
but
like,
a crossbow's a little more powerful than a bow.
Well, that's my thing. It's like, even with a slingshot, if you were to use a sling you can get a shitload more force behind. Because all the centrifugal force you build up with it before you launch the stone, it's just hard to aim. But if you're a good shot, you'd probably do more with a sling than a slingshot.
Right.
I mean, that's how David brought down Goliath in the Bible.
The sling, not the slingshot.
No, the sling, yeah, because they didn't have slingshots back in those days. It's like, here's a strip of leather and some rocks. Figure it out, dude. And he's like, all right, I'm going to throw these rocks really hard. And then I like, all on page 5, like, everybody, like, kind of reeling from getting there. And then the 2-page spread. This whole, like, I know you guys are saying you're having a lot of mids about it, but I remember in the Discord, we had the, like, what do you want to see? And I was like, fuck it, I want to go way left field. I want to see Cloud City Bespin. And dude, like the waivers are cloud cars.
Yeah.
And like the dials are like legitimately repulsor lifts.
Like, for me, my issues, and I'm gonna get into it, aren't so much with the environment, they're with the pacing.
Yeah, I see that. But, like,
you know what I mean?
The environment I like so much. It's like,
yes,
this is really fucking
I'm right
cool.
there with you for this. Yeah.
And I do love the panel. It's like, oh, of course we're selling clouds. You can't sell on clouds. It's like, my brother, what the fuck are we doing right now, dog? Like,
we're doing it.
And the thing with Usopp, I didn't take that as him being reckless, because I think it was something that he did perceive. I think it's more he's just naive. He's super naive. Because it
takes courage.
Well,
like, I feel like
he's assuming all
into the unknown, right? And that's where I was coming from, is he's diving into something that he's not familiar with.
But he thinks he is. He says all oceans are the same as he dives in. So it's like, it's just water. I'll be fine.
That is
right.
touch of naivety.
I think it's more like he's like, oh, it's got to be an ocean if we're sailing, so I can swim in it.
But I think to me that aspect of courage is that no one else would have done it. And again, it might come to naivete, but it's we're towing that line.
Well, because for me, the reason it's naivete to me is like the bottom right of 8, because it's like you get Luffy, Usopp, and Chopper together. Those are the lads. Like, one of them's going to be like, dude, I want to go swim. It's like, fuck yeah, dude, do it. And it's like, all oceans the same, bro. Check this shit out.
Cannonball.
Fucking does a sick can
clouds.
opener. Fucking just rips a gainer off.
I don't know what that is, but hell yeah.
Gainer is when you jump forward and do a backflip. I want to go in my younger days.
Wait.
It's you run forward, and then as you get off the board, you throw your weight back to do a backflip.
Okay, yes, I'm seeing it now in my head, yeah.
Back in my younger days, I did those off a high dive until I fucked it up once and landed flat on my back from 9 feet up.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, I had a bruise like from my shoulders all the way down to my ass crack.
Damn.
And it's like, I did it before, I'm good, we're not doing it again. Owie. And the most concerning thing about it is after I did it, like, I came above the water, the lifeguard was like standing on the lifeguard post. I was like, no, I'm good. And he was like, the college I was at the time, they had a swimming pool. And like, I used it all the fucking time because it's a swimming pool with a huge diving
He didn't go to class, but he went to a fucking swim.
Yeah, I was too busy swimming.
Listen, he's a water baby.
That's an adorable way to skip class, Dylan.
I know, I love it.
Well, the most like brain rot thing about it all of it is they had like rubber bricks to like do training and stuff with. It was like, I'm just gonna grab it and walk as far across the bottom of the pool as I can.
Hell yeah. No, you're training.
I love that.
I was just having fun. And then the comboing off the fucking Ojos floor with just Luffy throwing his arm out there is goddamn terrifying. But it's like, holy shit, that's got. Why didn't you do that when they were trying to salvage?
Good point.
It's like, hey, we could just send your arm down there and then look.
I will just say, like, again, I think I've said that before from a language standpoint. It's weird because Ojos is Spanish and Fleur is French. Yeah. So she's mixing, admittedly, two Latin-based languages.
Flower.
It's still a little bit weird to me that she would mix both languages.
I think it's kind of one of those things. It's like, it sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds
and
so
you know
dope.
what? That's okay. I'll allow it.
What's ojos in French?
Ojos is eyes.
No,
so
it's
that's Spanish.
Right. I don't think it's a
Ojos,
word in French.
It's not a word in French.
What is eyes in French? Is what I'm asking, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
you just throw up a little bit.
So the singular is a, O-E-I-L, a, and the plural is...
make that noise.
And the plural is yeux. So Y-E-U-X. So un des yeux.
No.
I don't know what to tell you. I didn't pick it. I'm not the authority in French. I'm just out here sharing,
on this podcast you are.
sharing what it is. But ojos sounds cooler than yeux.
Yeah.
And then I will say, it very much does. Bottom of 12, it's kind of cool to see the Sky Ocean's version of the Nautiloids.
Okay,
it's like okay, these are the big monsters in the ocean. It's okay, they're different, but they're the same. Kind of, it's like, oh, this ocean has terrible monsters, and the way they talk about it later on too, kind of gives you those vibes. And then at first, I was like, when Zolo does slash up the tentacle, I was like, God damn, I knew my boy was on some shit, but fuck. Like, what the fuck just happened? And then I was like, oh, actually, now, like, everything's filled with air so it can float. It's like, oh.
That checks out.
Makes a little more sense. I'd understand, like, the tip of it getting blown up like that. Like, the whole thing. It's like, what the fuck? And then fucking Sanji cooking, being like, I sauteed it, and then lighting a cigarette. It's like, come on, buddy. It's like, bon appetit.
And then Luffy's like, this is great.
This is fucking bossing, dog.
I love that Luffy panel.
I know, it's so funny. Who's screaming at? Oh, Nami's screaming at him, saying we weren't finished. Yeah, okay, it do be Nami. Nami's, I don't know, she might be PMSing. As a woman, I'm allowed to say that she might be PMSing. If we're talking about her behavior in the couple previous volumes, listen, get off your high horse, girly.
Or apologize. Cool down and come back. Like,
apologize.
I was kind of being a bitch. I'm PMSing. Yeah. It's like, I get it. Just like give me a heads up so I can avoid you. And then again, following that same train immediately afterwards, taste it. It's like, oh, actually, it is really tasty. It's like, bitch, pick your fucking lane.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want Mexican.
If you're
All right,
gonna
well,
be
you
angry,
get that. I'm going to
stay
get Mexican.
angry. If you're
Can I
gonna
have
be
a bite?
nice, stay nice.
No!
said
But you can't say no. You can never say no.
Well, I mean, you can. Probably the reason I'm still single.
Oh,
It's like, can I take a bite of that? No. It's like, I'm paying for the meal. Eat your shit. Fuck.
fuck. You're so funny.
If you want one, fucking order one.
Yeah, God. Throws a drink in her face and runs out.
No. We're done here. You know what? I'm starting to think Dylan's right. There is a reason he's still single.
Not a salad? Ugh, okay.
I do love a salad. I hate it. I
Hey,
hate
no,
that I'm becoming
don't
one of those like
that.
I hate that I'm becoming one of those white women that loves her salad. But I do. I love a good salad.
I love a good salad too with a yummy vinaigrette.
Yeah, my thing is like, oh, salad's healthy. It's like, not after I put dressing on it.
Dylan's like, I'm gonna freaking drown it.
Not
So
my
you know what? It's probably healthier for me to just eat pizza. Excuse me, sir. My ranch soup has a leaf in it.
You don't like ranch, don't
No,
you?
I fucking hate ranch. Even
Just
worse, it'd be like
side note, you
my
can-
Italian dressing soup has a fucking leaf in it. Oh God, just the thought it just.
Ew.
But Usopp's spying the other ship and seeing the guy. It's like, I will say, it's like, what the fuck? There's just a dude standing on the water. Jesus.
Also, you said Usopp, that's Chopper?
Yeah, true. Whatever. They're interchangeable.
Well, no. Take that back.
They're both really dumb. They cry too much.
Actually, maybe you should stop.
But then, like, him looking and just seeing, like, the ship gets blown up. Which I'm trying to look at the after going through everything we go through, I'm trying to look at the sails to see what the marking is on it, but I can't really make it out.
If we have seen that ship before, I could not tell you.
Well, I'm wondering, it's like, well, we've seen, like, we get introduced to the White Berets. Was that a White
Like on
Beret
the
ship?
top of page 16?
Well, I'm trying to look at it's easier to see at the bottom of left of 15. But it's just like, I can't really make it out. If you try and zoom in on it, it gets too pixelated.
Yeah. I don't think it was meant to be. Oh, I know what you mean. Like, I can see what
If you
you're
zoom
saying.
in, there's a little bug on the sail.
Yeah, it looks
like a little hat.
It looks like the stag bug they were talking about earlier. Or the Hercules
The beetles?
beetle.
Yeah.
With the
More
crown
to
on it.
come on that, but yeah, I can't see it very clearly.
Well, yeah, it was just like, just after reading it, I was like, oh, maybe, well, because the White Berets do the weird salute.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what I was trying to think after reading it. It's like, oh, that could be one of the local police things. In that case, it's like, oh, this gorilla, as they call it later on, is actually a gorilla. But then Chopper freaking out. Justifiable. He sees a dude standing in the middle of the ocean, and then the ship explodes. Yeah, that's cause for
justified.
concern.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And although I saw shake, shake, and like in the back of my head, all I heard was shake, 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 dun, 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 shake, shake, shake,
Shake, shake.
shake your
Shake your
booty.
booty.
Shake, Sonata.
Shake your booty.
No, not that, because that plays at work, and I fucking hate it.
Oh, it's a good song.
Not after you
I
hear
like
it a million times.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then we get to see him, and then the movement, like, I was so confused, because, like, the way it's drawn, it looks like the mask isn't his face. Oh, well, no, now I'm looking at it, I can see it now. It's a little clearer. But at first look, I was like, oh, it looks so weird, the way he moves is weird as shit. And the fact that after he shows up, it's like, I'm going to get rid of you, and they're like, all right, brother, you don't know what you're getting into, and he bodies the heavy hitters of the crew. Just absolutely fucking one-shots.
Yeah, he's not fucking around.
He drops Sanji with a kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sanji being the kick guy, he's
Yeah.
like, actually, let me
And from
fucking
the-
show you.
The way it's drawn, it looks like he ducked a kick and just cracked him across his chin.
Yeah.
And then Zolo just almost getting his neck snapped. Because the way it's drawn is that the way his head is facing is like towards the back of his shoulder blades.
Yeah, like his head is turned around, and meanwhile his body is sort of still facing towards him.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck, dude? It's like, you wimps, there are 3 of you and only 1 of him. It's alright,
Nami,
bitch.
you shut the fuck up.
Hey, you know that weapon you got?
Love you.
Let's see you
Love
fucking
you.
use
Nami, you're great. Also, fuck off.
Yeah, that was I mean, even by the standards that we've kind of been seeing, that was like, the fuck?
Unless we get some big redemption, dude, I might fucking hate Nami. Because she's a woman with opinions. No, I'm just kidding. Cut that.
Okay,
That's
listen,
a joke. That is a joke.
as the woman with opinions in this
What?
fucking
No.
podcast, I get it. Go on.
It's a joke. It's a joke. But then we see him like kind of like I'm interested to see because this looks like he's got some form of like RPG or bazooka. So everything I saw from this when I first saw it, like I saw his feet look weird. I was like, I gotta see what's behind. He's able to do what he's doing. That really hooked me in. I was like, oh, the weapon looks cool. The way he's moving around seems like there's some kind of like skates he's wearing. I'm very interested in that. And then, oh, dude, we probably get my favorite character of this whole volume, the Sky Knight.
He has
I thought you would like that.
Like a jousting.
Well, yeah, it reminds me of
sorts.
if you think old school JRPGs, old school Final Fantasy, that's a dragoon.
Oh yeah.
That's a dragoon hard as shit.
100% with the cape and the jousting
Cape,
lance,
the lance,
and the mustache
and the heavy armor.
and the whole. Yeah, I know. Yes.
But no, the Sky Knight, very cool. It gives me. There's actually, I want to say a lot in this volume. Gives me a lot of like old school JRPG vibes. Pretty hardcore, and I love it. And also, a lot of the SBSs are kind of cool. I didn't really pay shitloads of attention to them, but I kind of glanced at them. I was kind of like going over. It's like, oh, these are all the foreign countries I sell this to. This is like what these names look like. These are the fan interactions from other countries. It's like you know, that's
it's
really
giving
fucking
a
cool.
little like Dragon's Lair.
Sure. Yeah. On the SBSs, he talks about how like they're seeing like a growth in manga sales worldwide in one of the SBSs.
And it's so funny because like he never would have known how big this would have gotten.
Yeah.
And this is like the first inklings of oh shit.
Well, yeah, he's already like, I already
We're
selling
spreading.
to these countries. In the next year, I'm going to be selling to 4 different countries.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it's like I'm having to hire like several translators, and it's fucking rad. Yeah, that is really cool to see.
Love to see it.
And it's kind of
Love
fun.
you,
Like
Oda.
it's kind of fun, like reading it as a new reader, kind of seeing. It's like, oh, dude, imagine like
The progress.
being at the
Yeah.
time, like going to your local shop, getting the issue, and be like, oh, holy shit, there's
shit,
dozens
yeah,
of
yeah.
us. No, which I don't think it was ever the case of dozens. But yeah, that's all I got.
All right. So I'm going to touch on the title pick real quick. The title of the title picture is I Eat Trees. Now,
Yeah, well, he eats a lot of things throughout this volume.
Especially the ass.
turns into an ass. Actually, he already
I
said.
mean,
Grow what you eat,
I
brother.
will abstain. I will abstain. I will abstain for any more comments about
So
eating ass.
I don't think
Go
this
ahead.
reference is going to land. It might land on Dylan, but considering some of our past conversations, he never watched Chappelle's show. V,
But, what? I've watched the shit out of
you didn't
Chappelle's
know the
show.
Dylan.
I wasn't aware it was from the Chappelle show. I didn't see that episode, but the Rick James bits.
Oh, okay.
Chocolate? That's doo-doo, baby! Like, the Chappelle show was fucking awesome, dude. It was so great growing up at that time.
So it says I eat trees, but all I could think of is I smoke rocks, Joe.
I smoke rocks. Bull testicles. Come on, honey. They got plenty of bull testicles over here.
Yeah. You're not wrong. It was a great time for television. So I just want
The
to
olden
say,
days.
a quick farewell to the Blackbeard Pirates for now.
Obviously,
Obviously, they have something going on, so we assume we will see them again. Great designs. I do want to point out that you guys were talking about how they kind of foil, I guess, the Straw Hat Pirates. The guy at the top right, Doc Q, in the last volume, it showed his title. He is a
plague
doctor.
guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
The
He's
one
a
that's
doctor.
dying and his horse is dying.
No,
and
trust
he's
me, I'm
giving
a
away apples
top-rated
that are gonna
physician.
kill people.
So you guys were talking about Usopp and this guy, but like Chopper and that guy.
Oh,
at least-
doctor versus doctor? Holy shit.
I don't know how that would work.
Well, Chopper's
like
like,
Chopper-
dude, you're dying. Let me help.
Yeah, I was about to say. I feel like
And he's
Chopper
gonna
would
be
just
like,
kill him.
actually, let me kill you with this apple.
Yeah.
So talk to the horse. It's like, dude, your horse has had cancer for like
Apple.
18 years.
Yeah.
Like, good God.
The horse is actually just cancer. There's no more horse left.
Well, no, at this point, it's like he's like
a shell of a horse.
one of the 4 horsemen. He's pestilence.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I like that. So onto the little 2-page here. It's good. It didn't wow me. It's grand, but it's empty. It's little lines. It's clouds. I mean, I
We've
feel like
gotten
I could
better
draw that.
2-page. Like, for me, and FYI, one of my, like, favorite panels of this arc is probably going to be that the ship, like, coming down from the sky. It's not as impactful as that, but I still feel like it's the
from the 2
the
volumes
ship
ago.
falling. Yeah.
two volumes.
So from this
ago.
arc so far, that's
I
your
feel
top.
like this feels like the flip side of that. This feels like where
This is where
that
the ship came
previous
from.
panel came from. That's
Yeah.
exactly it. That's
Okay.
exactly it.
Yeah,
that's
an interesting perspective.
what I'm feeling about it.
But yeah, I agree with you. Usopp being brave enough to jump into a cloud, but not brave enough to do X other things is interesting. I like Dylan's characterization of naivety. I do think that there is a certain bit of depth as a character, even if it is naivety. It's naivety in the face of what is really cowardice as well. And he's willing to take a jump into an unknown. So I like it. It was just a little jarring, I guess. And then, of course, the saving Usopp scene was really interesting for a number of reasons. I mean, especially the art, the concept of the powers. It was good. It was really good. Moving on to 15. Tiny little panel on the left side of 15. This is great. Luffy's face in that and the way he's eating it is so cartoony. It's so good. He looks like he has never had a better meal in his life. And you got to be careful giving Luffy something he likes, because it's like if you give a mouse a cookie.
He hangs on to it. Yeah. He seemingly has a very addictive personality.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, you want to try this thing called heroin?
No, don't do it.
This is great.
This is great.
Great.
Just kidding. It's fentanyl.
Don't do drugs, kids.
And I knew you guys were going to be into the skyfish. I bet both of y'all would eat that shit up, huh?
Nom.
I mean, I don't like seafood, but I'm planning on getting adventurous at some point.
Dylan, you're breaking boundaries every day, honestly. I seen you eat seafood in front of me. And then, yeah, I thought the ending was really interesting. A lot of cool action, kind of startling to see the crew get bodied, as has been said. Just overall, this was a good start to a new arc. Some interesting stuff happened. The Straw Hats, they're kind of collecting themselves here, and what a shocking way to collect yourself, being attacked by Masked Boy. So yeah, that was some good tension. It exceeded expectations for a kind of intro to a new place kind of chapter. And yeah, the ending was especially good. I mean, obviously there are some slow moments, but I think it came together well at the end. 238 V.
So, coming back to the intro image story, Wapol is on a rampage. First tree is now lamps, and the name of that image being "I eat lamps" just made me think of Steve Carell's character in Anchorman saying "I love lamp."
I eat lamp.
Do you? Do you know
actually?
what that means? I love lamp.
I fucking love that movie.
Brick
I
loves
love
lamp
it so much. I love lamp. Oh,
yeah, I've been meaning to talk with you about that. You killed a guy. You might need to lay low for a couple of days.
That escalated quickly. It's all from Anchorman.
It's so good. It's such a good movie.
So good. I love Anchorman. So the beginning of this chapter gives us some insight on why the boys were struggling defending themselves against that warrior of sorts at the end of the previous chapter. As Robin and the Sky Knight mentioned, they've gone up in altitude, which significantly affects their bodies and kind of the way that they process oxygen and all that. Like, the higher up in altitude you are, and I know that, like, for example, some Olympic athletes will go ahead and train in higher altitude places so that their lungs develop a higher capacity for oxygen, or lower capacity, I'm not too sure, but
it just strengthens them because they're used to pulling in low pressure air.
Out of less. Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly it. And I thought that was an interesting too. Right. Yeah, and I feel like it could be beneficial in any sport, really, but it was kind of nice to see it, a real life concept being taken and expressed in the manga. Like, I don't know, I thought it was fun and creative. So yeah, their bodies are kind of having a hard time with it. I also appreciate that little bit of world building with the explanation about the different seas. I'm curious to learn more about what we could find in the White Sea, which we do get into a little bit more as the volume progresses. The way pages 4 and 5 flow have, to me, really good pacing. The Sky Knight is super serious, almost stern, and the Straw Hats understand absolutely nothing of what he's saying. And then at page 6, we get like the face of pure defeat that Nami makes at the top of page 6 is so relatable. Like all of this, and there was another way this whole time. Like just she's crying and she's holding her face and she's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I've been there.
What's the use of crying over spilt milk?
Listen,
We
sometimes
got
a
here,
girl's gotta
did
cry.
we?
Sometimes you gotta cry. And in this specific instance, I freaking get it. When the Sky Knight said, you have to have both courage and skill, I thought to myself, some more than others.
What do you mean?
I mean, I feel like some of the Straw Hats have more courage than they have skill, and vice versa. I feel like some Straw Hats have more skill than they have courage.
Where Luffy's just pure courage.
It's, I mean, if I'm thinking, I'm okay, stop it, V. Stop glazing over Zoro, but I'm thinking, if I were to think of a character that has both skill and courage, I'm thinking of Zoro, if I can be very bold. But like Usopp, I think is a good example of someone that has skill, but not necessarily courage. Exactly. And I think that's an interesting reflection, especially as I feel like Usopp is coming into his own slowly but surely in these past few volumes. So yeah. Top of page 7, as Usopp is saying, "It was all thanks to me. Actually, the others were all in tears and had given up, but I said, never fear. I'll get out. I'll get us there." It's like, shut your mouth, Usopp. Like, okay, I appreciate...
You and Nami are in agreement there.
I appreciate the... Yeah, and she's like, shut up. I appreciate the growth. I appreciate the progression, but also, get off your high horse. Just for a minute. So I do appreciate the Sky Knight offering his services for free. These Straw Hats, and that's a kind of a recurring theme throughout the story as we know it now, and I kind of have the expectation that that is something that will persevere throughout the story as we will come to know it. The Straw Hats know how to make friends with the people that they encounter, and I feel like that's especially true when they actually want to be friends with them. Like I feel like they have this ability and this capacity to recognize when someone can be an ally. And whenever they hone into that, they're so good at making friends. And that to me is a very good example of that with the Sky Knight.
In this particular instance, they kind of stumbled into it. They just accidentally showed that they had just like massive balls.
Right. And the Sky Knight's like, wait a minute, the size of your balls? I can respect it.
I'm surprised you guys aren't sinking. You know, these are just clouds, right?
He's like, you know what? Hell yeah.
I'm just tripping PCP. I'm surprised you're following
I don't know how you're following me around.
Speaking about tripping on PCP, just another super funny series of pages as we find out that the Sky Knight's name is Ganfor, and that his... I'm sorry, it's just so funny and ridiculous to me. His companion is Pierre the Pegasus, a bird with the power of the horse fruit.
It's like, so what's gonna be our next devil fruit? I don't know. Say a name of something twice. That's it.
It's so funny. Like, honestly, still better than Lasso the gun dog.
Yeah, at my point, it's like, stop, like, playing God with animals, please.
It's just so funny. Like, that top panel, the top panel of page 9, where he's like, he's a Pegasus, just fucking cracked me up so much.
The polka dots really add something.
Oh no, it's so good.
The
polka dots are needed.
Timu Pegasus is crazy.
Oh, that's so funny. And I love how the bottom of page 8 might indicate that he would look super cool, but then the top of page 9 just looks fucking silly.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of flaps away. And then Sanji's like, what a strange creature. It's so funny. I would die. I would die for Pierre. Pierre the Pegasus. He's my new favorite. He's the new Karoo.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Karoo. But still.
It's a good bit.
I would say, if anything, just give Karoo the flight fruit. I'm going to make one up. Now he can fly.
So funny. It just, I don't know, man. I don't know how Oda does it, but that like, very tightly meshing humor.
I like that you open this with, speaking of tripping on PCP.
I mean, it do be like that sometimes. Oh, God, I'm cracking up. Anyway, so following that, I didn't have a whole lot of detailed comments for the next few pages following the perfect pacing of Pierre being revealed as a Pegasus. But here are a few highlights for the next few pages. Middle of page 10, Luffy's face as Nami strangles him and Usopp pulls at his face. Hilarious. Just good visual
He's
rendering.
already trying to blow the damn whistle.
It's just his face. I just love the way his face is drawn. Cracks me up. And then we also get a humorous moment at the bottom of page 11 as Luffy's fist bounces off the waterfall after he winds it up. He's so ready and it does boing. Huh? My fist bounced off. I thought that was just in terms of comedic timing. Excellent. And I have to say at page 12, love seeing Luffy having fun and bouncing on it at page 12 and Chopper and Usopp joining him. Of course, the idiots, the naive boys would joining into the bouncing on the clouds.
I might join them too.
I would, listen, it looks fun. I would probably do it.
If anything goes wrong, we know Robin's going to save them.
Exactly. She's got the arms. It's fine. We're good. And so page 14, as it clearly announces, starts with the Straw Hats getting to Heaven's Gate, which is hopefully not like the cult Heaven's Gate.
Yeah, that's where my brain went.
They ended up committing semi-mass suicide. They had like the Adidas outfit and everything. Anyway,
the funny thing is, the name of this chapter was called Heaven's Gate.
I know. And like, as people
that was like, oh!
Yeah, okay. Are we talking about the cult? Feels a little culty.
A freaking cameo from Heaven's Gate.
Oh,
bro, them Nikes though, in that tracksuit.
Adidas.
Sheesh.
Yes.
Adidas.
Were they Adidas? I thought they were Nikes.
Yes, it was Adidas. They were dripping.
The fucking media felt the need to really hone in on the fact that they were all wearing Adidas.
I'm sure it wasn't great publicity for Adidas.
I feel like that was like, Nike. No. Nike be like, oh, look at that. Adidas, the shoe of the coldest.
Look at these fucking losers.
Oh.
Anyway.
It's like, damn, I'm dripping so hard I drown.
Listen, if we're talking about cults, I have a lot of thoughts on a lot of cults. Another podcast, our fifth podcast.
Oh, I
can't keep up.
I mean, maybe the One Piece space is crowded, but the murder...
Oh, God, that is...
True crime?
As someone who consumes a lot of true crime podcasts...
Yeah, the True Crime
podcast,
also known as the Bean Flick podcast.
You know what, Dylan? I'll flick my
Am I wrong? Yeah, I don't think so.
No, you're not.
Oh, my God, he's strangled me? That's hot.
Oh, yeah, Daddy. Anyway.
Oh, no one found out about it. Fuck.
So, anyway, going back to Heaven's Gate, hopefully not like the cult. The irony of Usopp saying, "This is a terrible omen. We're all gonna die." And then they're somewhere called Heaven's Gate, to me was very ironic. I love that touch of irony. Also, the hypothesis of them being dead is funny, but you know what? Kind of plausible.
Luffy died during the sea monster attack.
And I mean, just them riding up the knock-up stream. You know?
The fuck did One Piece turn into a creepypasta?
Yeah.
Turns out they're dead the whole time.
I'm just saying. And then, yeah, so at page 15, we meet Amazon, the inspector. And Luffy's description of her is so accurate. She is a pruny little angel. But I kind of love her. I love little grandma characters. Which, turns out she's a fucking snitch. But, anyway. I love little grandma characters. And I have to say, like, as soon as she said that they could still pass without paying, red flags. I was like, no, nothing ever comes for free. And
Nothing good,
at
least. Bad stuff.
I had the
Yeah, and the fact that she took like a
feeling-
shitload of pictures beforehand.
Oh yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
She's
no,
documenting
go
the whole
ahead,
thing.
Sonny, you'll be fine.
And like at the time I had the feeling that the Straw Hats were going to learn that nothing ever comes for free, and sure enough, as we dive into this this volume proper, we do find that out.
That knowledge isn't going to be retained, though.
Yeah. And
Look, no, they were just nice. I don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, sure enough, at the bottom of page 17, we sort of get a confirmation as we see written on the page, 7 people have illegally being the keyword, entered Godland Skypea, render heavenly judgment, as Amazon reports this to Kami and his vassals. But that is what I had for 238. Dylan?
Yes. I do kind of like I don't like Walpole, but the cover issue, like...
It's kind of cool.
Cool's a strong word.
And Nami just be like, yeah, you guys are pathetic. He covered all 3 of you. It's like, I would have
What's
thrown
the
her off
word
the
you
ship.
guys
It's like,
use
you know what?
to
We
use?
were making it work before. Get a lot of world building. He's going to explain how everything works, like the whole atmospheric difference, and the fact that they don't understand. And the thing is, like, we do, what is it, X-tolls is the price?
Yes.
Yeah, we find that out later on.
Yeah, we
but
find out about the conversion to it, but to me, it's like X-tolls really, well, currently now, I don't know if it was back then, but it's similar. It feels really similar as, like, the X-toll is the yen compared to the berries as the USD.
Maybe. So one
like-
Xtol is less than a USD, right? It takes more Xtols
Yeah, well,
to make for one USD,
the rough
right?
translation is like 10,000 yen. It's $10.
Right. Okay,
Whereas like
that
with
checks out. Yeah,
X-tolls, it's like, oh, you owe 70 million berries. It's like, oh, that's 70 million X-tolls, which is 7 million berries.
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of cool to see. And then we get the reveal of the, like, hey, it's we're gonna play God with animals and force them to eat these fruits.
Maybe he ate it himself.
We need to listen. We need to like some sort of ethical boundary.
What if Chopper was an animal that ate the fruit on his own accord?
I don't know, man. I'm still struggling with Lasso, I gotta say. I'm still having a hard time with that one.
Well, it's just because he initially just
A
wrote
gun?
in. Yeah,
Wait,
that
or a
one was
dog?
fucked. It's like, no,
Was
put
it
the
a dog that ate the dog
It was a
fruit?
gun
No, it
that
was
ate
like-
a dog fruit.
It's
Wait,
fucking-
was it? I thought.
Listen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I was so pissed about it. It's like, how does a gun eat?
And Oda's like, don't ask any
like,
questions.
"Fuck you, you
Meanwhile,
dumb
I'm like,
American."
listen, I have plenty of questions for you.
Yeah, I just waxed it with the dog fruit oil for like 3
I hate
years, and it
it.
turned
I
into.
hate it. Go on.
But it's
I
like
still
even
hate
like
it.
Pierre, like I think he looked cooler as just the bird, because he initially
I'm all about Pierre.
he initially showed up attacking off of just the bird. It's like, okay, he can fly, because my understanding is like, okay, he can fly in the bird because he attacked from the back of the bird. Makes sense. Okay, I'm cool with that. That's explained. It's like, no, it turns into a horse. That's how I can fly it. It's like, did you need to do that? I mean, I guess it's like,
Literally for all my life, stand by a polka dotted Pegasus.
it's the
listen,
face of it. It's like,
just a girl.
I know! It makes it so much more ridiculous, yet so much more perfect.
it's like,
I don't know.
No, for me, it's like,
I'm-
keep its
I'm
bird
so
face,
there.
but give it a horse body.
No.
Cool.
I want it exactly the way that
and the way it flies off with the flap, 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 it's like, it seems like it's
so funny!
1,000
I love
times
it.
more inefficient than flying away. It's like, no, this looks super cool, dude.
I know,
It's like, no,
but that
it
makes
doesn't.
So ridiculous.
I'm a knight, dude. I
Yeah.
have to have a horse.
It's like, it used to look really cool. Like, when you showed up, it was like, this guy's a badass. And it's like, oh, now he's flying off with a horse that has like 8 extra chromosomes.
I would die. I would die for Pierre. I'm just gonna
That's
say
it.
it
That's
right
it.
now.
I'm just dogging on because it's goofy. Love the
It is
fucking character.
goofy.
Love this fucking
it's
character.
so funny.
And where
It's
it ends
so
up with him,
funny.
it's like, oh, holy shit.
Oh, it's so good. It is so Oda.
Yeah,
I don't.
like,
You're not
honestly,
listening
like,
to this right now.
I really
Oda,
like
you're
this
a
volume.
genius.
But
Oh.
and then immediately it's like, oh yeah, let's call him back. Let's ask him this question.
Yeah.
And Nami just fucking strangles him.
That's actually one instance where I will say, You
I
have
get
to
it.
stop him before he blows that
I
fucking
kinda-
whistle.
I kind of get it. Maybe the method
I mean, Usopp
with
pulling
which
on his
she
face.
conveys her message, but I get it.
And then you get the big cloud, and of course, again, the ship's lads. They're like, bro, trampoline park, let's fucking go.
Dude, don't tempt me with a trampoline. I mean, my knees, listen, I'm 34 and I have a bad knee. My knees are probably going to hurt like shit, but I would have so much fun while my knees aren't hurting.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I could do a front flip still.
Hell yeah, I'd like to
I
see
believe
it.
you.
I'm not sure I'll land on my
Please.
feet, but it'll be a complete rotation.
Hell yeah.
Just land on my face, like, smack my face against the handlebar because I over-rotated. It's like, hey, I had a chip tooth. I have 6
Please.
now.
But that was so fucking cool, wasn't it? Right?
Was it
Dude,
cool,
you guys cut the bit on the video where I was crying
Did
with
you
my
see
teeth
that?
crumpling on the
Guys,
ground, right?
Did you film it? Guys.
That's the only part we
You
got.
caught the flip, right? Not me crying about like I look like a moron with like no teeth. And then I love the reveal of Heaven's Gate. Just the look of it, it's so cool. Zolo just being like, everyone's freaking out. It's like, oh my god, we're gonna die. It's a terrible omen. It's like, ha! Did you ever think we're already dead?
Fuck
It's
off.
like, ah,
Well, that's what I was thinking.
You fucker.
What if, question mark, what if?
And then Sanji's just like, kind of a moment of like, Sanji Zolo be like, kind of like, I hate your guts, but that shit's funny. I got you. No, that makes more sense. It's like, no, you want to fuck with him? Yeah, let's fuck with him. But you throw some shit my way, I'm gonna be a dick about it. And Luffy's like, oh, finally, I'm getting into heaven. He's like, I was assured I was damned to hell.
Well,
What a great turn of events. And the Heaven's Gate shit is just like so crazy. It would have been crazy if like the intro image was just like all of them in like tracksuits with Adidas on.
no. I know.
And it's like, oh, we thought, but no, that is for sure. You're talking about that event. Well, because when did that happen?
I want to say in the early 90s.
It's early
I
90s.
would
So
guess
it could
93.
be because this is early 2000s, right? Late 90s to early 2000s.
I don't know if that really would have been international.
I don't know. I think that was because I want to say Japan has dealt with cult shit a lot. Like,
Oh, sure. Everyone has.
1997 is when the mass suicides
97,
happened.
Okay.
and I think around that time, Japan actually had a huge cult terrorist attack. Like the reason they don't have trash cans everywhere
I mean,
is because
there
they
have
did.
been pretty big cults in Japan. I'm trying to remember the name.
It's like I just watched a video on it,
Um,
but basically they took like
Asahara?
yeah
Is
they
that
took
it?
like it's
yeah.
not serotonin, but they took some kind of gas nerve agent in bags on the subway system and just. When they stopped at the station, they cracked it with an umbrella and
it was
left.
a gas attack on the Tokyo subway.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Killed like 13
And then,
people,
yeah.
hospitalized several.
Listen, cults, I gotta say, super interested.
Of course you
Anyway,
do.
yeah.
You're a white woman.
Yeah, it's true crime.
I mean,
Just get your pumpkin spice latte and settle down.
Chelsea's into it too. I'm just calling a spade a spade.
The fucking Amazon was just like hilarious. It was like, oh no, come on, Sonny, let me just. You want some?
I
no,
love
you
her.
can go through. There's a
I
toll.
love
There's
her.
a toll, but I mean, if you can't pay. Anyways, I've called the cops. So there's an FBI raid coming your way. It's funny because I feel like if when I finally do make the trip, if I end up going to a rural prefecture, I'm going to see a lot of this. My 6'2", very large molded ass. Be going to a fucking 7-Eleven in some rural prefecture. They're like, America Jindes. I was like,
America
konnichiwa,
Jindes.
konbini wa doko desu ka?
Dylan was making snapshot.
Yeah, you can't see it. I do like, and then also seeing like how they traverse to the next level where it's a winding cloud structure that the lobster picks them up. Or well, we don't get to see that yet, but
Yeah, you do.
oh no, yeah, there it is. I don't think they explain what it is though.
Not
this
yet.
chapter, yeah.
Oh wait, nope. She says the famous lobster express of the White Sea. Also at the bottom of 16.
Ah, yeah, there it is.
But that's Amazon saying so.
Yeah, but I love like the squared out text of her like just being a shitbag to the omnipotent.
I don't know
Kami and his
that I would
vessels.
call her a shitbag. I would certainly call her someone who is
The smirk.
She's like a border services agent.
She's a snitch.
She's
said it perfectly.
she's a TSA.
Well, my
know?
thing is like, oh, you're a border patrol agent. It's like, no, you can come through. To where like, all right, yeah, no, like ICE, come in here and throw them in a federal prison for the rest of their fucking life.
Those right there, officer.
You could have just said no. Like, don't do it. It's not worth it. It's like, hey, don't go there because you're gonna get caught and there's a high chance someone's gonna try and kill you. It's just not worth it, buddy. Like, a lot of steps could be. Anyways, SBS seeing like the Japanese like hiragana kanji written for everybody, like all the super cool. God, it's just. Because that's the one thing on Duolingo that I'm hating, is trying to learn, like, because I think hiragana I'm working on. I don't know what the other one is. It's hiragana, something else, and then kanji.
Hiragana, isn't it kirigana?
Something like that, and then kanji. But yeah, that's all I got. Oh god, I hate that. Like, it's so hard. I'm starting to get a little bit of it. I know what ka is. I can narrow out some stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, it's that one. I'm gonna go to Japan and be like, you have no idea where the fuck I am.
You'll figure
Help!
it out.
American Shindes! Kudasai!
All right. So 238. We get a little bit of Nami, showing her fangs again. She's still a little grumpy and temperamental. We will see that a couple times here. The exchange with Gonfall, the whole thing is very fun. It's very funny. It is very enlightening. It does give you a little bit of insight into the world around you. And the way he was kind of glazing them I thought was really fun and cool. Where he's like, damn, y'all went up the hard way and you're still alive. Here's a whistle. Mad respect. The Pegasus bit made me laugh, but especially
so funny.
Especially when Nami's like, oh, how beautiful. He's like a Pegasus. And then the next panel, you see the little droplets, the little like stress droplets or whatever you want to, the surprises.
And she's like, wait, this isn't exactly what I was expecting. He's not as graceful as I was expecting.
And then at the bottom of page 9, Robin's like, but we didn't really learn very much from him, did we? I mean, I feel like as the listener or the reader, we did. But, I mean, they're just like, no, not really. That was fun, though, right? Yes, the already dead bit landed with me as well. And, of course, the Heaven's Gate cult. I couldn't help but note that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like he must have known.
Yeah, maybe.
With the timing of it, I
To some
think
extent.
there's like a tiny little dash of it. Because when you interact with the people, like what we see the interaction later on does feel super fucking cult-like.
That's fair.
Like towards the end of the volume, it's like, where all the other people are like, oh, you're saying something? No, fucking kill that bitch.
And I think they use the word omnipotent. Yeah, to the omnipotent Kami and his vessel. So clearly there is a head to this beast, or, I mean, that's what that says to me. So yeah, maybe. I'm starting to come around to that. But I thought the whole little sequence was also very fun, a little silly, but also kind of threatening for what it is. An old lady with a camera, and she just lets them go through, and they're like, thanks, and they go through.
I feel like in terms of pacing, like the balance between silly and serious, they kind of hit the nail on the head for this specific section.
Yeah.
Like part of it was very ominous, particularly at the very end of the chapter. But like when we're introduced to Amazon and when we're introduced to Pierre, it feels silly, but you're like, oh my gosh,
wait, hold shit.
They're real stakes, So and I appreciated that in terms of timing and storytelling for sure.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. And then I really like the last page where it has the little boxes flanking everything. Amazon Inspector of Heaven's Gate reporting to the omnipotent Kami and his vassals. 7 people have illegally entered Godland Skypiea. Render heavenly judgment.
With that smirk on her, and
Yeah.
there's literally the smirk part in
Yes.
the bottom panel.
Killer ending.
Yeah.
That to me was just like, oh, I know you're gonna murder them, but get spicy with it.
Yeah. But yeah, my summary, really enjoying this so far. I remember the intro to Skypiea being a little pedestrian, but it's all coming back to me. And to be quite honest, it hasn't been so far. We're going to get to some pedestrian moments.
It has its moments.
Yeah. Creepy old lady and Gonfor are great. And you guys may hear me refer to him as Gonfall. That's another one of those little translation quirks.
Right.
Bellies,
Gonfor, Berries, Zorro, Zolo.
Yeah.
It's Rorona Zolo. That's the way it was in the manga.
Zorro. Rorona Zorro.
But they're interesting, and they're really compelling characters, and the ending makes me want more. So yeah, off to a great start. 239 V.
Yeah, so that is one of the chapters where I didn't have a whole lot in terms of a
That's all I had.
Like,
in terms
jet
of
ski.
comments. So
Oh, you
intro
saw
of the
that.
story, benches. That's all.
Yeah.
Also, I just hate the thought of Wapple eating someone's ass.
You hate it or you love it?
No.
Motherfucker about to
it
chow
could be,
down.
listen, it could be literally anyone else that would be chowing down on that ass.
What if he lit it up with some
Wapple.
Haagen-Dazs,
No.
a scented candle, and a
No.
foot rub?
No,
Ooh,
no,
maybe.
no, it's Wapple. I'm not interested. I'm not interested.
He's a king, babe.
Oh God.
No, I
But
will
yeah,
admit
so
the
we
smirk
are-
on his face is like, you just said to me.
Oh, it's so
It's super
I hate
fucking
it.
rapey, and I do
fucking
not
hate
like it.
And then the other
Yeah.
two guys are like, ew, stop. Don't eat my ass. Stop
Oh,
eating
V,
my
I feel
ass."
like they are showing me more emotion than ew. They're like, what the fuck,
gross.
dude?
Yes.
I know your dad owns the club,
Yes.
but you're weird.
Yeah.
Like, what in the actual fuck is happening? This was a bench. I sat on this bench thinking it was just a fucking
And then I
bench.
licked my
And
ass.
Here it goes, eating my ass.
Wapple
No,
eats
thank
ass
you.
confirmed.
Yeah, Wapple's like, I got that munch fruit on
you
that
have
ass,
no consent
babe.
for this. You have no consent for this.
I'm a king, babe.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Ask.
Okay.
Anyway, bottom of page 2, I felt like was a nice panel. I like the perspective on it as the ship is riding up the kind of twisty current. I thought that was just kind of cool in terms of perspective. At the bottom of page 3, we get a close-up on all of the Straw Hats' faces, and I feel like we have a range, of emotions and reactions. We have excitement, fear, concern, wonder. Everyone's kind of all over the place, and none of it is surprising. All of it is very fitting for each Straw Hat that it aims to portray, for sure.
That's a fun point, because like I look at it and it's like, Luffy's just surprised, but Nami also seems...
Nami seems amazed. She's
Yeah,
like,
which is
holy shit.
what kind of
she's
blows
excited.
my mind, because like she's been she's been the Debbie Downer.
Chopper
Well,
could
I
have
feel
been...
like Chopper comes across as more fear, but I would say Nami and
Well, he's got the
Robin.
little sparkles in
Both
his
to
eyes.
Yeah,
me,
the
both
sparkles are
Nami
like,
and
oh.
Robin have like that, like that sense of amazement. Whereas I don't know, Luffy comes across as just more surprised. Usopp comes across as scared. Zoro comes across as concerned.
Yeah.
Sanji, I'm not sure.
I'm
And
not sure about
Chopper-
Sanji, yeah.
And Chopper's like just pure shock.
It's like, oh, I just saw Nami's belly button. Oh,
Oh, you know what? Don't get me started. On Sanji
No,
quite
Jesus
yet,
Christ.
because I
Oh,
am
God.
going.
Yeah.
I'm going to get into Sanji later on. Okay.
I like tits as much as the next man. Like, why'd you hide those cannons, babe?
For the if there's a One Piece theme park, I could see this definitely being one of the themed.
A ride?
Yeah.
100%.
No, like the Divine Lobster
like the ride to
roller coaster?
Skypiea? Please.
Yeah.
Please. And so, yes, we are properly stepping into Skypiea over pages 4 and 5. It's honestly a beautiful 2-page spread here with the land and the buildings of the background as the ship kind of leaps into the entrance.
Well, yeah, that's what I love. The lobster just throwing
It's
the ship up
beautiful.
there.
They're jutting out from the stream and from the hole, ooh, and you just see this expanse of the cloud ocean and the city in the back. Like it's very pretty, and it's like the Skypiea, land of the gods on the white sea. Like it's a nice scenic shot for sure. I quite enjoyed it. Again, kind of a question in terms of what if we had color? How much of a difference would it really make? Unsure, but curious to find out maybe at some point.
I get that, but at the same time, I feel like that's the beauty of. To me, that's like the beauty of manga. Is like the fact.
Just is what it
the
is.
fact that
Yeah.
you're doing black and white, which leaves a lot out. But
Yeah.
even though
No,
that you're
that's
leaving that
fair.
out, you're still conveying a shitload.
Yeah, and
But the
I don't
color
really
does
feel
add a
like
lot.
I don't feel like I'm missing anything. It's just more curiosity in terms of what it would look like. But in looking at that 2-page spread over pages 4 and 5, I'm still satisfied. I would just be curious to see what it would look like with added color onto it.
It also lets you fill in the blanks, you know?
That's true. Yeah. Let my imagination go. So top of page 7, I love the disbelief in Zoro saying, "Never mind the anchor." Like, it's...
Are you talking about disbelief at what they're saying to him?
No, I'm saying disbelief in that he's not trusting of the environment that he's in.
Well, I
took
wouldn't
that
say that
differently.
as disbelief. It's more like he's like, hey, it's just clouds. An anchor's not going to anchor us because there's nothing to drag
Right,
against.
and that's kind of where I'm getting at, is that to me this is someone who is used to sailing on quote-unquote real seas, and he's like, what do you mean, never mind the anchor? Like I think he gets it, but he's also wrapping his head around it at the same time. Like his logic is trying to catch up to what the environment that he is in is. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, for me it feels like to him it's a very obvious thing that they should lower the anchor, yet it seems like he's the only one that truly understands why it would be, and also why it maybe would not make sense.
Okay, now I'm
in
looking
that
at it. It's like, wait,
environment.
never mind the anchor. That's not what you do. Okay, no, I see that now. Just
Like,
looked at
I feel
it.
like he's thinking about it. I think, again, admittedly, Zoro, as we have now thought of as a group, isn't one of the smartest members of the Straw Hat, but he is so used to being on a sea,
Very
whereas,
slightly smarter than Luffy.
where he would be like, wait, it would make sense for me to lay down the anchor, but also I'm not dumb enough to be like, I'm just gonna do it, because he realizes that they're in an ocean of clouds. So I feel like this is a moment of him like reconciling the logic of being on a quote-unquote water sea and realizing, wait, I'm not dealing with exactly what I'm used to dealing with. I just thought it was an interesting moment.
I took it very differently. I thought it was actually kind of a comedic relief thing. Like, don't worry about the anchor.
Well,
Like,
that's what Luffy
don't
was
worry
saying.
about
Fuck
the
that,
anchor.
dude. Look how cool this is.
Right. Like, that's what Luffy is saying. But I feel like Zoro's like, don't anchor the ship. The fuck? Like, that's how I took it.
Yeah, it's just, that is definitely disbelief. I after looking at it again, yeah. It's like, no,
Right.
it's a ship. You anchor
think
when
he's
you want to hold
doubting.
still.
Right, exactly.
Well,
And
that's what the
I
suspension
mean.
of disbelief is. It's like, oh, it doesn't matter that we're
Yeah.
in this new area. It should still work the
it's
same.
Right. It's an interesting moment regardless of what angle you choose to look at it from, because anyone who has spent any of time on the water would be like, if I'm choosing to spend time somewhere on any piece of land, I'm going to lay down an anchor. That's just the way it is. Unless I'm tied down to a dock, I'm going to lay an anchor. But it's having that piece of like the cogs turning and the pieces of the puzzle coming together, I thought was really interesting.
Okay.
And maybe it's getting our little strong yet sort of dumb boy, Zoro, to be like, wait a minute, this isn't the way that I expect things to be, but I'm still gonna try to apply the same logic to it. And I just thought it was an interesting little tidbit.
I think it's interesting that we've had so much to say about this little tidbit. I like it.
Right? Because I guess I'm just trying to put myself in that situation. If I were sailing on a sea of clouds, just by habit of being used to sailing on water, I would also say, let's just lay down the anchor. Like, I don't know. It's just it's a little strange, yeah. So, okay, bottom of page 7. I low-key kind of like the Southbird pecking at Sanji.
Well, that's
I think
Nami.
that's Nami.
And she fucking
Is it
deserves it.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, Sanji's already jumped in the ocean.
Oh, you're right.
Yippee!
It is Nami. I mean, both of them would kind of deserve it in that moment. Nami has been a bitch, and Sanji, as we find out a little bit later on, is a creep. So They kind of both deserve to be pecked at, let's be clear. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot for the next few pages. Going to page 12. So to me, yeah, page 12 is kind of the beginning of what feels like a very dreamlike moment with the dreamlike characters. We get the cute fox at the top of the page. The angel, who we learn more about, is playing music atop of the clouds. It's feeling very like reverie, very dreamlike, very like you're in a trance, or like it feels otherworldly. And I feel like Oda did a good job in portraying that feeling of there's a disconnect between what I know to be the quote-unquote real world of One Piece and what is this new heavenly environment of Skypiea. To me, that was really where that starts, is with the introduction of these characters. So the angel at the top of page 13 is very pretty. I'm making note of the way that she's drawn is also a little bit different than the classic quote-unquote female character that Oda likes to draw, but not in the same way that Robin is drawn differently. Her face is like a little bit like closer together, rounder, softer, and then we are introduced to Conus and her Cloud Fox.
It is soft.
Fox is pretty badass.
Oda has some people who call him out for drawing women the same, which I think in some cases he does.
Different.
I think Vivi was just Nami with blue hair.
Yeah, Vivi, Nami, even like to some extent, Nojiko, Tashigi, Belmare are all like similarly drawn. But for me, the outliers are, in this case, Conus and also Robin are drawn differently.
Well, okay, we even talked about it before.
Ways.
It's like they're drawn differently, but they're, from what we're given in information, they're from a different region.
They might be, yeah. That might be a region, because we were saying that
with Robin, she seems a little more like Western,
or like different than Japanese anyway. Yeah,
it's like this is a different area, so they look differently.
But I appreciate the effort that is being put forth in drawing what seems to be an important female character differently than what we have known and witnessed so far. And yeah, at the time, just as per my notes, I said, listen, I can't help but feel like them not paying the fee is going to backfire, but for now, it really looks idyllic.
Yeah.
The top of page 17 is making me want some lobster, and Conus's father looks so nice.
I just came back from
as we find out,
seashells.
Pagaya is
just came back
super. He's a nice guy. Like I wish he I was gonna say
I was just out foraging for crabs and mussels.
I'm gonna
love your dad.
That statement. I love my dad. This is kind of the personification of my dad.
There you go.
If he was in the One Piece manga. So, and then, yeah, the chapter ends on a mention of a dial, and we end up finding more about the different varieties of dials and what
the
they
dials
can
are
do.
fun.
They are. They're really
fun.
fun, and I speak to them a little bit more as we progress. But yeah, the dials are fun. So that's what I have for 239.
I eat benches, Joe.
Yeah, there's nothing else to be said about it. It's I eat benches. It's like you're just eating nondescript items so you can hide in someone's bedroom and watch them sleep, you fucking freak. That's like, I'm just an end table. I'm gonna watch you sleep.
Don't worry about me.
Yeah, the sniffing noises of me smelling your hair.
Don't worry about that either.
It's drafty. There's the boards are loose. Fuck. But again, I will still say, if Pell was approached in this manner, it wouldn't be as egregious. Because we've had like how many fucking volumes since Wapple, and now he's just brought back into it.
I want to say 10 at least.
Yeah, it's like just give me the time to deal with it. Like let me mellow with it. It's still gonna hurt, but it's not gonna hurt as bad as it did.
Just real quick about the Pell thing. I think what particularly hurts, and again, I'm not going to rehash this because we've gone over it like in the recap and blah, blah, blah. But like Wapple's quote unquote death was, he got team rocketed out of the frame. Suspension of disbelief. I think even at the time we were like, he's probably going to survive this. Whereas on the flip side, as I've said time and time again, Pel's death felt like it meant something.
It was meant to. It was so symbolic.
So I struggle to compare. I struggle to compare both of them. I understand where you're coming from in the general realm of quote unquote fake out deaths, but to me, Pel's is particularly bad. Whereas Wapple, I kind of half expected him to come back. You know what I mean?
That's fair. So, my thing is like, though, if you gave me like 5-6 volumes between when it happened, to be like, oh, actually, like he was comatose for a while, and he just broke out of his coma. I'd be like, okay. Seeing them travel up, it's great. Like I loved like seeing the bottom panel too.
Snake Way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Goku's like, I gotta train with King Kami. I'm dead, but I'm gonna come back.
Kami's on Earth.
Whatever. Whoever the other guy is, who fucking cares?
King Kai.
King Kai.
Anyway,
okay,
go on.
it's Dragon Ball Z. Whatever. It's fun. 2-page spread on fucking 4 and 5. Phenomenal. The big thing that drew me, it's like after we saw what we just saw, there's a very obvious major roadway leading up. When I latched on that, I was like, ooh, where's that gonna take us? We're going on that. We have to. It has to be. And then everybody just kind of like starting to figure out the world and be like, oh, it's so weird, it's so weird. V, what you're pointing out, it's like, it's not he's suspending his disbelief, it's he's having trouble suspending his disbelief. To me, where it's like, wait, don't throw the anchor. No, you always throw the anchor, that's how you stop.
Right.
But I love how, like, Sanji's like, oh, they're so excited, how hopeless, yippee!
Yippee!
Like, that was fun. I was like, Sanji, that is the one moment in this volume. I'm like, you're kind of funny. Everything else, I'm like,
the one.
You're
He's doing
the
flips
one
and
moment.
really piece of like. I'm about to dunk on you as hard as I did on Nami last volume, dude.
I got thoughts. We're
No,
not
they're
gonna get into it yet, but I got thoughts.
yeah. Top left of 8, where Nami's like, what about the anchor? And then Zolo is kind of like being kind of smart in this scenario. It's like, oh, what about the anchor? It's like I dropped it on like where they can walk. There's some solid ground there, so I put the anchor there. And it's like, okay, all right, Zolo.
Well, he's also saying that there's a hard underbelly to this ocean, whereas there was not in the
actual
previous one.
Sky Sea, yeah. It's like on the island, there's a solid.
Yeah, there's like a, what is it, where it slopes down? I don't think coast is the right word, but yeah, something like that.
I know, like the Nami interaction in the middle of 8 between her and Robin. She's like, frankly, when I first heard about an island in the sky, I didn't believe it existed. It's like, then why'd you get so mad when you brought it up and people just laughed at you?
I know.
I know.
Like, pick a fucking lane. But then, like, you see Nami's kind of getting into, like, the childlike wonder that everybody else is. She jumps in it. She's like, oh my god. And this is like, you're throwing some fan service here, brother. I know what you're doing. I feel like he does. I feel like I feel like it's amped up. Well, like I feel like later on you see it with Robin as well. It feels like it's toned up really heavily, and that might just be me. And then, of course, bottom of 9, classic Luffy moment. Just screaming at the top of his lungs, I fucking love this place. Oh, I can just sense there's a grand adventure laid before me, and I cannot fucking
like
wait.
I'm gonna beat someone up. Yeah.
Top of 10, more example of the fan service. And then, like, kind of like, I like Sanji kind of like fucking around with the fauna. Because the way I'm seeing it was like, what's this? What, a mysterious flower? I wonder if its petals are like balloons too. Like, knowing that he's a chef the way he is, it's interesting to see him in that sense. Because it's like, oh, he's thinking about, like, what can I cook with this?
I guess I could accept some sort of redeeming quality.
Yeah,
it's not enough.
He has
It's
some
not
good
enough.
culinary
It's
moments.
not enough.
He's flexing his culinary side in this chapter volume.
Yeah, but then we had the line of, it's like, oh, we need to give him mouth to mouth. Oh, okay, I'll give it to Nami. It's like, you fucking, ugh.
Yeah.
But then we get to see him on the fucking lounging on the cloud chairs. Of course, Luffy's trying to eat a hard as rock fucking nut. And I like the Cloud Fox.
He's so cute.
Like, there's gotta be a Pokemon that is very adjacent to it.
Vulpix.
No, not
Or
Vulpix.
Eevee.
There's one that's
even,
Eevee.
like he has
Not
the
even
snout,
that. I think
like
it's
the elongated snout and the like very hold
on. I think there
Zelda reference. This is looking like the Keaton
The
mask.
Keaton mask? But
Yes.
the Keaton mask
The
was supposed
Keaton
to be...
mask and Zelda.
That was supposed to be Pikachu.
I don't think it was.
Oh, I very much think it was.
I'm just saying it's
It does look like the Keaton mask for sure.
It's looking like the Keaton mask. Again, spin-off. The Zelda fruit.
I think there's an actual Pokemon that looks exactly like it, but I can't think of it. There's so many, goddammit. But I like that, and also like just the whole idea, like kind of gives like Siren vibes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where
yeah,
it's like
sure.
the woman standing on the coast playing a harp.
I thought you said Sauron, and I was
No.
like, here we go again.
No,
Here we
Siren.
go again with Lord of the Rings.
And then we get to see Conus and Cloud Fox Sue, residents of Angel Beach. And then Sanji, of course, whoa, you can melt a man's heart with that look, babe. And Nami pulls his ear. It's Brock. Sanji is Brock. Holy shit.
Yes.
Sanji is very much
that's
Brock.
fair.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Well, like
But,
the women,
like,
the
somehow-
women associated with him, like,
somehow
oh
worse.
my fucking god.
Oh, much worse.
Yeah,
much worse.
way
He's Brock,
rapier.
but somehow worse. Yeah.
I mean, Misty
how-
had a bit of a temper on her, too.
Yeah, Missy's
And
a
she
bitch.
was a redhead.
Misty, Nami, maybe redheads.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows? Never mind. The Pokemon anime came out way before One Piece. I was like, maybe
Couple
that's where
years.
they got the inspiration from.
I mean, pretty
4 or 5
close.
years. It was close, but yeah. Or maybe 3 or 4 years. But
Man, that's just how the Japanese views redheaded women. And then we do get to see the waiver in action, and the waiver is definitely giving me Cloud Car. Because I mentioned, I think I even mentioned in the Discord, but it's like, oh, you need to see, like, I want to see some Cloud City Bestman shit. And someone was like, oh, well, you might get something like that. And it's like, if I don't see a Cloud car, I'm going to be pissed. I've got a Cloud Car.
It's a jet ski, and I desperately want to ride on a jet ski again.
oh, they're so much fun.
Nah, fuck
They
that. I'm good.
really
I'm
are.
good. I don't need to be crashing into a dock. And then I love Sanji. She's like, oh shit, like, you're cooking your cuisine. Let me help. Let me watch, so I can figure out how to do it.
Sanji,
I do like that.
I
He has a lot of good
want-
moments at the start, but then it just goes all out the fucking window extremely fast.
Listen, I desperately want to love Sanji. I do because on paper, he would be exactly the type of guy that I would be like, yes. And then he just says
Yeah,
some
but
things.
you say that, and then that no, that's a
And
no.
then
You
he
wouldn't want
opens his
that.
mouth, and then it crashes and it burns, and I'm like, please go die.
But then we get hit up with this like, oh, you don't know about dials. Which dials turn out to be pretty fucking significant, but that's all I got. Also, the whole Japanese written pronunciation. Country Germany, Japanese, I don't know. Written, roofie.
Yeah.
In Germany, it was roofie, Zoro.
Ruffy, excuse you? What?
And then Usopp's Lysop. Roofie and Lysop. I was like, what?
So I eat benches. Moving on.
Yes.
The 2-pager was nice, but again, similar to the last one, there's a lot of just empty space there, which is fine.
Supposed
It's
to be a city in
selling
the clouds.
environment.
What do you expect?
Yeah, I know. Part of that's just me. That is just eh. And then I like the fun little beach day they had for all of like 2, 3 pages, 3, 4 pages maybe. It was a fun little slice of life. Don't feel like I got a whole lot of laughs out of it or anything, but it was nice. It was fun. Then we get introduced to Conus, and I really like the Hesso and.
So
They say it-
it's giving that Hawaiian greeting.
Aloha.
Aloha. Yeah.
And I like getting to know them. We don't really get to know a whole bunch about them. And then Pagaya shows up, and that's fun, cool. I guess we don't get to know a whole lot about this. I mean, we're bringing in some new stuff, but there's really no illumination there. And of course, the waiver looks awesome. I'm a huge fan of jet skis.
Jet ski.
That was in my
I
notes.
love
Jet
jet
ski!
ski.
Exclamation mark.
It's like we're talking about the waivers. It's like it seems like Ace
Oh,
had some form.
Ace would look so good on
Ace,
on
well,
the
it seemed like
waiver.
he had some form of a
Well,
waiver.
remember, he has firepower.
But yeah,
so his
instead of
little
using a
one-man
dial,
boat. Yeah.
He uses his flame powers to power
He
it.
would look so cool with, on one
Bro,
of those
he
with
laser
his,
flipped
with his
a-
little freckles.
He laser flipped a fucking goddamn
Navy
fleet,
ship?
a
Yeah.
fleet of ships, and just nuked them.
Yeah, that was badass. I would like to ride a waiver. I would like to ride a jet ski. I used to have a jet ski. Well, my family used to have a jet ski years and
Love
years
them.
and years ago. And we used to go tubing out on the lake. And that's
Oh,
some of
I
my
love
fondest-
tubing.
Oh, I
Please.
love tubing so much. But really, that's all I had for this chapter. And
Jet
I
ski.
can say that this is one of the kind of flatter moments. And
Yeah.
honestly, the whole chapter fell a little flat for me. Did it have good moments? Yes. Did it have great moments? No, not at all. Far from it. Summary, nothing exciting here. new characters, some nice moments, but that's about it. I'd give it like a 5 out of 10. I don't always put like a numerical value, but sometimes when I feel like that's the best way to explain where my head's at, that's what I'm going to do. So
yeah, no, I would agree. And like whenever I go over my overall notes for the volume in general, I feel like it does take a dip in the middle of it. And I feel like this is the beginning of that, where it's like, I mean, it's fine, but it's not good.
Yeah.
Like, I hate to say it, but
it's exactly what you would
great.
expect from an introductory kind of thing. And yeah.
It's just we've seen so many good chapters, so many good volumes, and this is like, I mean, I know that we're stepping into this new universe and whatever, we're doing some world building, but it fell a little bit flat.
It was a little boring, to be quite honest.
I think my thing is I love the environment.
Oh, yeah.
I get it, and I get that. I get that. I totally understand and respect that, for sure.
But 240 is V.
Yes. So 240 is a chapter named Dial Power, which we do get into
Beyblade.
In this
Sorry.
in this chapter and throughout the rest of this volume. So yeah, just page 2 basically this thing is a jet ski. Please let me ride it. I was raised by a lake. I got the jet skis. I got the boats. I got the tubing. Like, that was my childhood growing up. So I'm like, please let me get back to it. The bottom of page 3. I thought it was funny to see how concerned Conus and her father were for Luffy. Meanwhile, the others are calm and just waiting to see if he can float. Like,
well, except for Chopper. Chopper's like, "Whoa, are you fucking serious, guys?"
Right, but he's the only one that's worried. He's the only one that's worried because he's the only one that's worried all the time.
Yeah.
And I love the speech bubble. The speech bubble at the last panel of the page. Down he goes. I guess not.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I thought that was so very typically Straw Hats of them.
It's followed up so well.
Oh no, yeah, and they're exactly, they're ready, but they're like, okay, let's just let him do his thing, and we're gonna step in whenever we feel like we need to. Yeah, exactly. And then of course Nami would get the hang of it immediately, despite Conus reiterating that it usually takes years. And that's not necessarily surprising. She clearly has a great instinct as far as how the water feels.
Yeah, she's like a savant for navigation.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly it. That's exactly what she needs, not only to be able to ride the device, but also, considering her role as the navigator, to be able to get a feel for the way that the ocean moves under whatever vehicle or conduit that she's on makes total sense. And so I was like, you go, girl. I had a little bit of a you go, girl moment for her in that instance. Bottom of page 6. Luffy is being a little bit of a brat.
Yeah.
And
what can I do that good?
There's this sense of rivalry of Luffy being a little bit like upset that someone is getting the hang of it, whereas he's not. And it has me wondering, have there been other instances where he's behaved like this?
I can't name them, but yes.
Right? Okay.
He sees someone having fun when he couldn't have fun.
It's giving FOMO, right?
It's like, I'm not sure we've seen it, but it doesn't feel out of place.
And I would say even specifically towards Nami, it feels even a little bit more, not foreign, but like, I don't know. I feel like Luffy as a character, because of his lack of social intelligence, and I hate to say that because it sounds insulting, but I don't feel like he would be the kind of person to get that deep of FOMO, but maybe he does.
I think because he failed first is also part of it.
Yeah.
You know, he's like,
so why can I get the hang of it? That looks like fun.
Yeah, but it is giving kind of petulant child. Page 8 gives us a bit of a science exposition, which, to be honest, I understood about half of, if that.
Yeah.
And of course, Usopp and Luffy would be lying about understanding it at the top of page 9. We're like, oh yeah, that stuff. Yes, that stuff. I used to play with it as a child. Just use simpler terms, please. So, and going back to intelligence, I know we've been saying that Zoro is one of the dumber members of the Straw Hats, but he's the one that first clocks that the tone dial recorded Luffy's voice at the bottom of page 10. And it's like once in a while, his neurons do connect. His neurons do go ahead and
floating
hug.
around, and sometimes they bump into each.
Exactly, but it's more than what we can expect from Luffy, if I'm being honest. And he also asks a legitimate question mid-page 11 when he asks about where they live, since there's no seafloor. Like, he's a little dumb, but he's not dumb. You know what I mean? So the next 2 pages kind of give us further explanation on the different kinds of dials, what they're used for. And I have to be honest, I like the idea behind dials, and as we get into the volume proper, we see the different cases in which they're used and the different varieties, and it's just overall an interesting concept. And then, so the chapter in and of itself ends in a seafood feast, which freaking sign me up.
Vomit.
For you guys, maybe. But
when I'm in Japan,
also,
I'll deal with it.
Dylan he's growing into it a little. Michael is still like, ew, sea bugs.
Never.
Dylan's like, I mean, sea bugs kind of gross, but also they're not that bad.
It's like, if I'm here and it's a cultural thing, I'm gonna give it a shot.
So yeah, the chapter ends in a seafood feast, but also with Konus and Pagaya expressing concern for Nami as, you know, we find out she's strayed a bit too far and has seemingly reached the upper yard, the domain of the kami. And my first thoughts when I was reading this chapter were, hopefully she'll know well enough to not step foot there, but somehow I have the feeling that curiosity will get the better of her.
No, she's going to step foot there and blame the rest of the crew.
Right.
And in retrospect, most of the others just get themselves into trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so that is what I had for 240. Dylan?
Yeah, I'll get the cover image. Town makes a great snack. It's like, oh, Walpole, you're still raging piece of shit. Checks out. Yeah, it's fun. It's like Luffy's like, oh yeah, I can't swim. Let me get on a jet ski and just go ripping ass around the ocean.
Ripping ass, I love it.
It's like, that's probably a bad idea. And of course, the Chopper being one of the lads of the crew was like, oh, fuck yeah, brother, you got it, brother. Oh, damn, like, fucking do a jump. Try to do a flip on that shit.
Do a flip.
Honestly,
yeah.
Chopper is a little bit of a coward, but he's also 100% an enabler.
No,
Yes.
dude, if he's with the boys.
Oh yeah, he's a lad.
He's like,
and
let's
that's exactly
fucking
what you're saying. He's a
go.
lad when he's with the boys, for sure.
But it's a lot of fun. And the whole, like, the non-disturbed, it's like, well, I mean, maybe it's a sky kingdom. Maybe you can float here. Whatever, we'll figure it out. We'll just wait and see. Oh, nope, he's out there drowning again. All right, let's go get him. And then we'll have Usopp's like, Chopper, why the fuck did you jump in?
Yeah, I'm
Like,
gonna pull Chopper out.
Yeah, the fact that it's like, hey, he's a devil fruit user, and he can't swim here, and you're a devil fruit user, and you're like, I got him.
No.
No.
Back.
Come on, brother. And the whole idea was like, waivers are built very light for the sake of speed, but a small wave can set them out of control. Where it's like, yeah, if you're trying to use a jet ski in the ocean, you're gonna get fucked up. And you're just be like, oh, I'm tearing ass, and then you're gonna hit a small wake and just get fucking flung. Hard as shit.
You just go out a little bit further. But yes.
Yeah, the issue is getting through the breakers, which you're not going to.
I've seen people jet ski a little further out. Maybe they started somewhere a little gentler, but yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, but a novice, it's like, oh, I've never jet skied before. Let me just try and take it right off the shore.
Let me just crank
And
this.
just try and ride it into waves. It's like, no, there's a point in the wave. It's like, when it's cresting, you don't charge it. But Nami being an absolute natural makes shitloads of sense. And then, again, Luffy just be like, oh, well, I can't do it good. Fuck you. I hope you fail. That to me is like sibling rivalry.
Yeah, okay. I like that characterization.
It's like the older brother, like, it's like, fuck, I can't figure this out, and the younger brother does it, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of you. when mom and dad go out shopping, I want to fucking kneecap the shit out of you. Like, no. I'm the firstborn. I need to be the best. And then as Nami's having the time of her life, we get to see them go up the grand stairway, which is something I was interested in the last time. It's cool to see. And then we do get to see like a little bit of the masonry work of how it works. So you get to see them cutting the clouds into shapes. That's fun. Like, a lot of fun world building. Like, grand scheme of things, yeah, it's boring, but like, it's good. It helps me understand Skypiea.
Yeah, if that's what puts you in the mind.
Yeah,
It's like, if you're not, like, again, I'm the guy who's like, I want to see Bespin Cloud City. So I'm like, oh, this is, okay, yeah, this is super cool. Oh, you have, like, repulsor lift technology. And you're mining Tabana gas, which is what you used to make laser bolts. Anyways, yeah, I'm on that with the midichlorians. So the level of midichlorians is how, anyways.
Fucking nerd.
Freckles.
Yeah, well, okay.
All right, so let me tell me about
each other.
Tell me about the Numeronians. Whatever the fuck the name is.
Numenorians?
The
Listeners, we
Numenorians.
actually love each other. I know it doesn't always show, but we do.
She's just trying to act like a big boss, and I have to come in here as a man. No, I'm just kidding. Cut that.
Put me right in my place.
Cut that.
That's what you get for having opinions.
Yeah, if anything, if he's like, I have an opinion. It's,
Imagine a woman with opinions.
You have sleep
Yikes.
apnea. That's the opinion. It's like, damn, you right. And then we see like the explanation of the minerals, and like, oh yeah, that stuff. Oh yeah, I used to play with creatine as a kid.
Creatine.
It's keratin, so it's just like, oh, Luffy's...
Yeah.
Usopp's like, oh, yeah, dude, I take steroids all the time. Can't you tell by my physique? Because everyone, I know everyone has dealt with the serial bullshitter who just fucking lies. Obviously lies, gets called on the lies, and then doubles it down. But it's like the explanation of like the waivers, how they work, why it's so hard to handle, the dials are super cool. The dials, like, to me, the dials are like materia. And the Final Fantasy, like Final Fantasy 7, like how it's like, oh, it's materia. It's like, oh, it's dark. Well, I have a light materia. Let me just set that in the corner, turn it on. Okay, now it's like, oh, we're cold. I have a fire materia.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, I'm stuck in the middle of the lake with no wind with a sailboat. Oh, I have a wind materia. It's given that vibe, and that, like, again, this whole volume is screaming like JRPG vibes really hard to me. And like, it's just like, I fucking love it. I love it to death. Holy shit. And then, after we've been watching so much Kitchen Nightmares, top of 15, we're like, what's the matter? It's like, oh, this blue sky colored sauce is too weird. I tasted it, but it's disgusting. My tongue's numb. Oh, I'm sorry, that's spoiled. Then why the fuck did you throw it away? Why do you have spoiled fucking product in your goddamn fucking refrigerator?
Right? Like, why the fuck is it there?
Gordon
Please.
Sanji.
Yeah, Gordon Sanji this.
Oh, anyway.
Gordon Ramsay son.
I wish I could love Sanji.
You can't. It sucks.
It's not that he's a bad character. It's that, and sorry, Oda, but I think you are being too heavy-handed with the bit. I think that the author is...
The bit, the fan service, whatever, like all of that's wrapped into it, it's too much. It's like, calm it down.
25% less would be 100% better.
100%.
I think that might also be a cultural thing.
Yeah, I mean, it is manga.
And I hate to kind of bring this up as like the woman of the pod, the woman
but
of
you
the
are.
pod.
Oh God, another opinion. No, just kidding.
And I'm going to get into it later on, but it bothers me. Like
oh yeah, for sure.
I really try to see it as something that is meant to be humorous, as something that is meant to be lighthearted, as something that is meant to be fan service, as something that is meant to be just catering to the target audience. But truly, it bothers me.
It bothers me, and I have a penis. But I will say, I love the last shot of the chapter. A place we may, like, you hear them talking about, a place we must not go. Why? It's sacred. It's the upper yard of the domain of the kami. And seeing Nami, how small she is, like, whoa, shit. That's solid ground. Which we haven't seen. We have not seen that at all on this point. So, oh yeah, that's all I got.
All right. 240. Letting Luffy operate the machinery in really any
Very dumb.
situation,
Super
let
dumb.
alone,
Yeah.
let alone, like I
He's
wouldn't
not
let him
forklift
operate.
server to
Everyone
hide.
agrees that this is a bad idea.
I wouldn't let him operate a backhoe.
A freaking toaster, a microwave. No.
Luffy,
solid
I know
ground.
you want to put the ball of aluminum foil
A
in the
toaster
microwave.
oven?
Don't
There's
do
no
it.
fucking way.
You look over and his hand is completely toasted.
No. And
He's
would.
just sitting in a bathtub with his head underwater with a toaster in his hands plugged in. I just want to see how long I can hold my breath before I pass out.
Why is the toaster there?
I'm made of rubber. It'll be
Why is
fine.
it plugged in?
It's insulating. I'll be okay.
When he crashes, I thought the crash panel was kind of awesome. The way it shows just the waving back and forth. It's very, say it with me, V, dynamic.
Oh, when he hits the speed wobbles.
Yeah,
Which-
dude, he's fucking losing.
As an
Losing it.
obese man bombing a hill on a longboard, that shit's
No,
fucking terrifying.
Never, ever.
I'm sitting on a longboard going 30 miles an hour. It's like, uh-oh, we're in trouble.
I also thought Chopper on the top of 4 was really funny that he decided to run in after Luffy. Like, please stop. He's done this multiple times now. Please take care of
He's
yourself.
trying to
We
save
need
his
you.
homies.
We need you, Chopper. You're important to us. And then, do I love jet skis? I mentioned it in the last chapter. I only get another opportunity to say it again. It's such a great time. And then, yeah, we get they're walking up, and like V said, we're getting this weirdly in-depth science background. All I could think
Out
is,
of the blue, kind of like out of nowhere.
like, blah, 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 thanks, science bitch. Anyway. And then I guess they left Nami behind. Weird decision, but
She's
you
having
know,
fun. Let her do her thing. She's been a
take your
bitch
chances
recently.
in this. Yeah, honestly. The dials were interesting. And then I thought, again, we had what I will say in just a moment was kind of a mid-chapter, had a really interesting ending. It's definitely leaving you wanting more. So kudos for that. But overall, another kind of boring chapter. It's obviously filling in the world. It's doing what introduction chapters
I'm with
do.
Michael on this one. I know Dylan's like showing his hands like, what the fuck do you
I
mean?
like the setting.
It's filler. To me, it feels as though it's filler and
Take it
more
back
world
and
building,
fill.
which
Yes.
there is some credit to be given to world building. Admittedly, we're stepping into this new universe. We're stepping into just a new environment with new characters and whatever, but it felt like a lot.
It felt like a little bit of work, but it was necessary.
I get that.
There's, I
That's
understand.
such a good way to put it, Michael. It felt like work, but it was necessary.
Yeah, sometimes you
100%.
gotta work.
100%.
God,
But it
I
ended
wish
in
we
an
didn't.
intriguing way. It ended in an intriguing way, and I gotta, give it some props for bringing me back in a big way. I would say. I mean, seeing Nami at the forefront of this massive scene. I mean, she's so small, and you have the explanation kind of framing the scenario. I thought that was well done, and that was good. That was the best thing I could say about this chapter. 241 is V.
Alrighty, so 241. The title of this chapter is admittedly quite foreboding. As someone who was raised Catholic, Heaven's Judgment.
Drink the punch. Drink
no,
the
thank
punch.
you.
Drink the punch.
No, I wasn't raised
Punch
that
the
kind
drink.
of Catholic. I was raised classic Christmas and Easter Catholic.
Oh yeah.
But we're kind of eased into it with a nice intro image showing the Straw Hats on a hike.
Ooh, with that bento
seems
box with the Sammys.
I know
Ooh.
it's making me a little hungry. Seeing Zoro and Sanji, I'm assuming that they've been put in charge of carrying all of the heavy stuff. They're the strong boys. Meanwhile, all of the others are enjoying a bento and kind of just chilling out. Do we see Nami in this?
Yeah, Nami's sitting above Sanji. Because
Yes,
you see him,
okay,
you see him
she's
gripping
right
for
there.
those
Yeah,
grippers.
Yeah, so Zoro and Sanji are just trying their very best, and the others are like on a ledge or something, just chilling out. And Chopper's just so cute, looking up at us, being adorable, as per usual.
But also, it's like, Robin, you have the powers you have. Like, can you not help?
She's so unbothered. She's like, whatever, I'll help when I need to. Unless someone's life is in danger, she's like, whatever.
How about a hand or 6? That's your power.
Or 6.
Oh, still, I overall, I do enjoy those intro images that aren't tied to a canon story. I like the canon stuff, but I also like the things
they're fun.
That are
they
kind
give
of
you a lot to
standalones.
talk about.
Yes,
in a weird
and they're
way,
usually more like detailed in terms of just the way that they're drawn, and this is very much the case here, in which we have more shadowing, more perspective, blah blah blah. I like it. So going ahead with page.
Oh shit! Chopper has 3. A little cup of Ocha.
He does.
You don't know if it's Ocha.
I assume it's
it
Ocha.
looks like green tea to me. So page 3. I seldom can relate to Luffy, but this is one of those instances where if I'm told that I can't go somewhere, if I see a boarded up building or something that looks somewhat private or dangerous, I get this deep urge to go in. Similarly, if I'm told that I can't do something, it only fuels my need to do it. I just want to. And I'm not, I swear to God, guys, I'm not even trying. This isn't, it's not a bit, okay?
It might be a bit.
No, it's not. I wish it was a bit. And that, because for me, if it was a bit, I could just go ahead and dismiss it. But like, viscerally, if I'm
tortures
told,
her.
if I'm told that I can't go somewhere, or if it's boarded up, or if there's tape saying don't go there, I'm like, can I go there? Oh, please, can I go there? I will beg for it. I don't beg for many things, but I would beg for that. But yeah, so I, like, again, Luffy and I not very often are on the same wavelength, but in this specific instance, I'm like, same. Please. So top of page 4, gods are kind, right? So who says that?
Looks like it's either Luffy or Usopp.
But if he's a god, won't he forgive us? Gods are kind. Yeah, it looks like it. And see, so that's my thing. My comments on this are, I don't know, man. I feel like I've seen more instances of God or gods being vengeful as opposed to being kind. And that's a whole theological, religious debate that we could get.
He's a loving God, but if you fuck up, you're fucked forever.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're telling me that God will forgive every action that I do, you're telling me that God is kind, God is understanding, God is forgiving, and then you say, well, actually, if you have sex before marriage, you're going to hell.
Which also brings up the fact that if I can just ask for forgiveness for every single thing, then do these rules really mean anything?
Does it really matter? I can beg real nice. Oh, God, please. I promise. I'm trying.
Satan did this. It wasn't me.
It's not my fault. Please. Please.
Oh, I'm sorry. If I was gotten to heard that, I'm like, you're a degenerate. Get out of here.
Oh, Dad.
Oh, God, ooh, please. Let me be your little celestial Discord kitten.
Good.
Celestial kitten's crazy, Dylan.
You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
Makes no sense. Anyway.
There's limits, but that's the issue of it. What are the limits?
Listen, by Christianity or Catholicism's point of view, I was baptized. Therefore, I get a free pass.
Well, yeah,
right?
yeah. That's the interesting thing. It's like with Lutheranism, it's by the grace of God and by the grace of God alone. So it's like, oh, if you're like, yeah, I believe in Jesus. It's like, in that case, Hitler's like, I believe in Jesus. He should be in heaven. And that's so really hard to broach.
My issue is that myself don't necessarily believe it. And we can cut all of this.
I might keep it. I think it's good conversation.
Me, as a person, I don't necessarily believe in Jesus, but I believe in being the best person that I can be. I believe in kindness. I believe in patience. I believe in understanding. I believe in grace. So who is the better quote-unquote Christian? Hitler or me? I'm just saying.
That's the thing I hate about it, is like a lot of the people were like, it's like, oh, why do you do like a social program? Why do you like volunteer at the soup kitchen? Because I'm a good Christian. It's like, why is that the definition?
Is that really how you derive your morals? Because
Right.
Yeah, it's like, why is it because it's like, oh, because I'm the best Christian? It's like, why can't you just be like, hey, I'm a human?
Because I want to. Because I want to
It's called
help my
empathy.
fellow
Yeah, I
human,
want to see.
because
I want to see humanity succeed. I want to be a good person. I'd be like, oh, my religion dictates I have to be this way.
If I was, being raised Catholic, my understanding of the lore and the dogma, let's call it what it is, the dogma of Catholicism, I would not be someone that would go to heaven. Let's just be clear. I've had premarital sex. I am still having premarital sex.
I will continue to have premarital sex.
I have taken drugs. I've questioned. I've doubted. But I am, in my opinion, fundamentally a good person.
As long as you don't take the Lord's name in vain, because he has an ego comp.
Anytime I get laid, I'm like, big ups. Like, thank you, Lord.
But like, I genuinely want what is best for humanity. I genuinely am looking out for the best interest of humanity at large, and I genuinely believe in fairness and justice and kindness and patience.
I want to say I'm the same, but I know that I can't.
There are expectations that I feel like reasonably most people, if not all people, can't meet.
Yeah.
The fact is that I try every day. Again, I'm not saying that I've earned my place in heaven, but I feel like if I were to weigh the balance...
At least put her in purgatory, God.
Yeah, please. I'm baptized. Come on, guys.
I made my existence, the world I'm living in, a better place. I tried to make what we have available the best possibly.
I don't know. Anyway, all that's to say, I feel like I've earned my place at least in purgatory. And so, you know what? That's kind of funny, because later on in this volume, I get into Pascal's wager, which we will get into Pascal's wager. But just to give a little bit of a sneak peek to our listeners, Pascal's wager is basically the idea of it is a safer bet to believe in heaven and in God than it is to believe in the opposite, because at least if you're trying to abide by that thing that you might be unsure of, it's a best bet. Like, it's a safer bet to believe that there is a God and that there is Christianity and whatever than it is to believe in the opposite.
Yes.
And that's an interesting thing to ponder upon. Anyway, so where were we? 241.
Now back in from
we
the
were talking about
religion cast.
So the way I left it off was top of page 4, gods are kind, right? And as I was saying, I don't know, man. I feel like we've seen more instances of God or gods being vengeful as opposed to being kind. At the bottom of page 5, we can see that actually Nami was about to leave, but it seems like she's being ambushed by the warrior they were attacked by
the gorilla
back at the beginning of the volume. Yeah. So again, kind of at this point, not too sure what was happening over the next 2 pages beyond what looks like a chase. So the guy with the glasses is basically sicking his big old puppy on the runaway. And then some other guy with a bird shows up to claim his prey. And then some other guy shows up. Like, at the time, again, let's be clear. At the time, I wasn't aware of who those characters were, what was implied, but there was a lot of chaos, there was a lot of different characters, a lot of action going on, but they were all kind of honing in to that one unfortunate prey, let me call them that. At page 10, Nami sees the prey, who begs her to help him escape, but there isn't really time for her to really consider it as Inaru, I think is their name. Inaru seems to impose his wrath on the poor guy. And then, yeah, so pages 12 and 13, we get this rock, this beam of just absolute, tangible, fierce power going down on whoever the poor recipient of that is. So as then following that, as Nami listens in on the hunters' conversation over pages 14 and 15, she puts two and two together about how they've effectively trespassed by not paying the entrance fee. You should have paid your dues. If someone tells you you need to pay, and then you say, I don't have money, and they're like, oh, you can still go in. You better be asking some fucking questions, is all I'm gonna say. Like, are you dumb? Yes, we knew that you were dumb, but also, come on, guys. Guys, please. You should have expected some level of retribution. Please. Like, they were told. You owe this amount of X... How are they called? X-tolls? That was your fee, and you didn't pay it. Okay. It's gonna somehow backfire, and this is kind of the beginning of that. And we only see it becoming more and more prevalent and evident.
Can we make this like Pokemon, where it beat up locals and take their money?
So, I do want to give a quick comment, sort of about the visuals over pages 14 and 15 specifically. I love the look of that broken and burnt tree. Like, the way that it looks broken and tattered and burnt, and it's I feel like it's very nicely drawn, and it looks realistic. Like, if I were to picture an image in which some huge tree stump would get, I don't know, struck by lightning, or had some sort of big rock fall on it, it would look like that, like with the dent and the burnt edges, and just I felt like that was a really a very,
the fact that it's
visually
clean,
right?
it's
It's
like a clean cut.
It's nice, and it felt realistic, and I appreciated that for sure. In an environment that ultimately doesn't feel very realistic because it's so out of the norm for ourselves and for the Straw Hats. So I thought that was interesting. And so following that, page 16 introduces us to Captain McKinley, who is part of the White Beret force of the Skypiea police. And this confirms that the Straw Hats are indeed being searched for. I have thoughts later on about the White Berets.
It screams French Foreign Legionary.
It also screams all cops are bastards, but it's fine. We won't necessarily get into that. But Luffy at the bottom of page 17, who's saying, who are those guys? Don't worry, Luffy. You'll find out. We'll get there. But yeah, that's in essence what I have for 241. Again, I feel like the middle part of this volume kind of takes a little bit of a dip. It's not to say that it's not interesting. It's not to say that it's not valuable in terms of the world building that it puts forth. To me, it's a pacing issue, and I'll get into it whenever we do the volume recap. But that's what I had for 241. Dylan?
Hell yeah. Cover image is awesome. I love these fun. It's like, it's not meant to mean anything. It's just a fun interpretation of a scenario.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, imagine they went rock climbing and they found a bird and Usopp likes to draw. And Robin's being useless. The intro of the chapter, it's like, Luffy's like, oh, it's this unknown power and we're not supposed to go there? Oh, no. We're not. I'm gonna go there. We're not gonna go there, but the whole crew is like, that's exactly where we're headed.
Oh, fuck. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
I guess that's what we're doing. Ah, shit.
And the thing is, like, I also love the fact that it's Zolo, Sanji, and Usopp. They're like, I've been around you enough. No, that's what you're gonna do. Whereas, like, Robin and Chopper are like, oh, yeah, okay, we're not supposed to go there. That's fine. Top of 4, just the scenery of them sharing a meal. It's super fun. God damn, it's the reason, again, for the 1,000th time, it's the reason I love fucking Delicious in Dungeon as much as I do.
I really need to watch it.
It's love the absolute shit out of it.
I know, it's on my watch list on Netflix, and I haven't watched it yet, and I know I should, because every time I see it, I'm like, oh, Dylan would love me to watch this.
It's my comfort show at this point. Like, it's background noise. It's like, oh, I'm going to do something where I'm in view of a television. We're going to put this on because it gives me Ghibli vibes for cooking. Plus D&D shit. But going back to the Forbidden Place, the gorillas showing up is interesting. And honestly, the bottom of 6, bottom right, the guy with the sunglasses blowing a whistle, that really, like, just from that panel, I was like, oh, did, what was his name, Mr. 5? realized Baroque Works wasn't a thing and decided to go to Sky Island. Because he looks exactly in that panel. Thought it was him.
I like that.
But then we get to see him a little more. It's like, okay, yeah, no, it's not him. But he's got a big old doggo. I like that.
That dog's mouth in that panel.
Oh yeah, no, it's like you're gonna die.
Fuck.
It's like, hey, it's a great white, but it has 4 legs and has an insatiable appetite for toddlers.
Yeah, but it does look like a golden or something, or a lab.
Looks like a retriever to
which
me.
are big
I knew
babies.
about pit bulls before pit bulls became a national epidemic.
Doesn't look like a pit bull, if you ask me.
Just a dog. You're right.
It's just like it's like a non-generic dog. I'm gonna foreshadow a bit. It's like we don't get to see it, but we see him running away, like escaping all these super powerful people who are fighting each other to kill him, which is weird as shit, and like it just doesn't make sense. The gorilla's even there, like, I'm getting ready to kill a son bitch. But then when the fact it's like, oh no, I'll pay you whatever you want, like, please just like get me out of here. And then like he flinches, like, oh shit, a gorilla. As like, as you can see, he's like, that panel, bottom left 11, is a panel that's like, this motherfucker's about to be turned to atoms. You've seen enough manga, you've watched enough anime. Anytime you get a scenery like that motherfucker gone. Mm-hmm. He is disintegrated. And then that happens. It's interesting because the gorilla says, no, it's Enru. How dare he do that to the Vars? Which is kind of giving me some vibes of like, okay, Skypiea thinks this certain way about this religion.
Yeah.
There's the gorillas. Oh, there's the indigenous who have lived in this land their whole lives and know the true religion of the land. And they're like, to me that screamed, you're a false god enacting your vengeance. That's wrong. You can't do that. And then top of 13, the panel is just like, that's a good shot. It's still, the gorillas super interesting. Because now it seems like they have, like, water skates, a tower shield, and a bazooka. But then we see the fire at the bottom, and it's like, hey, no, the fire has to be put out. So it's like, it's letting us understand this jungle, this forest, in some way is sacred. Which, again, if we go on a Zelda tie-in, it could be the Kokiri Forest.
It probably is. They just fucking nuked the Great Deku Tree.
Yeah, someone tried to fucking light a fire in the Lost Woods, and the Kokiri were like, what's become Stalfos?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, so the Kokiri that get lost in the Lost Woods become the Stalfos.
Yeah, anyone who gets lost in the Lost Woods becomes a Stalfos.
That's deep lore, I think.
It is a quest in Ocarina of Time. Yeah, it's all accounted for.
I promise you. If you've actually played the game. The fact that, like, even the people fighting on the island are like, no, we need to put the fire out quick. It's like, okay, this island's super important. And then seeing the whole, like, oh, hey, if we get to the point where satellites can shoot mega lasers, that's this kind of, like, this is the Hammer of Dawn kind of level shit, which I think is Gears of War.
Yes. Or is it Halo?
We should play Halo sometime. Like, it's a good game. Like, it's a fun multiplayer. Anyways, getting introduced to the White Beret Force Skypiea Police, it's kind of cool. And, like, the thing is, like, I read the whole chapter beforehand. Seeing their salute and what we saw on the sails makes me think that the gorillas attacked one of their ships.
They do be on site, though. The gorillas seem to just...
No. It's like, you're here. Again, you think of the, was it the Comanche? The Comanche tribes when you're trying to expand out west. It's like, oh, you're trying to build a railroad? Well, you're in our territory. Nah. We're just gonna kill you. Shoot first, never ask questions. It is what it is. Being non-contacted and then seeing things like a steam engine, pretty jarring. I don't blame you for being like, that's the devil. We should kill it.
Yeah.
And hamper it every step of the way. And then I like the fact that, like, surprising to me that they kept the waiver that Luffy salvaged, considering the way Nami was like, it's all fucking garbage.
Well, it becomes a plot point for sure.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like, well, can you fix it? It's like, well, I can take it apart and find out. It's like, when you have that one friend who's mechanically inclined, it's like, hey, my car sounds kind of weird. Let's just hang out for a weekend and you can figure it out. I'm just going to be here.
Man, right. As someone who is not and has never been that friend, I can only imagine that that's actually annoying as fuck.
Oh, yeah, it probably is. And I really love, like, it's not an SBS.
It's cool.
But the one piece from various countries, like seeing the cover pages and seeing panels in different languages. And like seeing the slight variances in how they're drawn as well.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the ones like Chinese.
I feel like the art's the same.
Is it?
I think so. It looks the same to me.
Well, maybe some of us were like reading it off of Shonen Jump, and it's the most updated version of it. Because it's the top left. The top left, like that's whole like Syrup Village stuff. I don't remember it being drawn like that.
This is looking Korean.
That's Korean, yes.
Yeah.
Me no smart, me dumb. But it's like the art style almost feels a little like.
No, we definitely had that panel.
Did we? Okay, all right. I'm just mistaken. I guess it's because like we're at where we're at now.
Yeah, it's still cool.
Yeah, we're almost
It's
at
been
like
a while at this point.
We're almost at like 300 chapters. So it's like, it's one of those things. It's like being like a modern Family Guy fan, and then looking at the original Family Guy and seeing the vast difference, and it's like, oh, that's weird. But yeah, I'm having fun. But that's all I got.
All right. So first thing we get here is another. They're talking about the omnipotent Kami last time, and we're finally putting a name to it. Did you guys pick that up, Inaru?
Yeah.
And I would go as far to say that you've noticed that there's a trend that this is a character that will be a part of this.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly, in this specific volume, just looking ahead at the other half, I don't think we actually meet them yet because we're going through the different vassals first, right? Yeah.
But as long as you understand that that's not just a throwaway character, which is what I was kind of scared to breach. Sometimes I'm scared to breach stuff that feels obvious.
Well, it's like the comparison I made where it's like you have the residents to the natives.
Right.
Where it's like the natives are not like, oh, it's Eneru. It's like, no, that's the true god's name.
Right. But you guys understand that this isn't just a throwaway.
Oh, no.
Right. I
definitely has some importance.
I understand that. And I'm looking forward to learning more about them.
Another little translation bit. Inaru is more commonly known as Enel. E-N-E-L. So take that for what you will. Call him whatever feels natural. But yeah, we're getting our first name drop here of this character. And yeah, he's brought up a couple times here. And then, yes.
He? Question mark? Okay.
They. Sorry.
You said he. I'm clocking it.
And then, yes, I also loved Luffy's arrogance is not the right word. Stubbornness. He's going to go there. And they all know. They are like, fuck. Okay.
That's what I love.
Yeah. It's
again, as a bright myself, I get it.
The rest of this is really good. I know V kind of called this kind of one of the mid ones. I thought the previous two were about as low as it's gotten in a long time, really. I mean, we're fresh off of Alabasta and Jaya, and I thought Jaya went kind of hard, obviously. I've said that many times before. But I thought this chapter, again, it's going quick. It's very dynamic, and I really liked all the action that's happening here. I even liked how quick it was. Sometimes I'll take issue because I can't quite grasp what I'm seeing, what I'm reading, so on and so forth. But here, the chaos felt good. You're not supposed to.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Right. I feel like and I'll get into it next episode, but like my overall thoughts in general do feel like it's a lot. That's not necessarily a bad thing. And it's not that I can't necessarily keep track of it. It's just we are approaching this in a world building lens.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't know if that's just a virtue of my ADHD, but it's just it as it adds up over one single volume, it ends up being a lot.
Yeah,
right?
Certainly.
I'm not saying that the exposition of the different aspects of it aren't valuable. I think all of it is valuable and interesting, but it's the pacing of it that maybe feels a little bit heavy-handed to be contained in one single volume. But again, more to come on that later.
That being said, I think that, and I started off saying, man, page 7's pretty cool. Oh, actually 8. Oh, and 9 and 10. Like, it goes on. It hits and hits and hits, and it keeps hitting.
Yeah.
And I think there's a certain virtue in seeing it happen so rapidly, so chaotically. I don't always think that's the case. Again, in the past, I've taken issue where it kind of jumps around and kind of throws you for a whirlwind. But I think that was absolutely the intention here. I liked the pacing, the quick pacing. It was a little unclear, but it was still exciting. I really liked this. And it wasn't a whole lot of reading. I'm a big fan of not reading. I also like reading. Again, the past 2 chapters were some of the most boring chapters that I can remember reading with you guys. So I would definitely want to say that there is a lull for sure. So I want to, boost that up. But yeah, I liked this. And then I liked Nami being able to see it. She's kind of the conduit to bring this information back. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it was just wild, at least from the start of the action, which happened early and kept going. It was really cool. A lot of good artwork throughout. And overall, I mean, we can see clearly things are ramping up and somewhat quickly. 2V's credit, it is a lot happening fast. How much of it you really need to internalize, how much you need to take away from it is to be determined. But it started off good, but now I'm extra curious. I have forgotten so much of the finer details of this arc, and in particular the beginning. But this paid off for me, and it makes me very excited to see how things are going to end up, especially with the cops showing up. I mean, that's something we haven't seen.
Freaking cops, man.
But yeah, that's all I had for 241. And with that, I'll go ahead and bring part 1 to a conclusion here. Fans, thank you for listening. Make sure to check us out on all our social medias, Twitter, Instagram, and especially Discord. Discord is where we spend most of our time. We are Discord natives, to be honest. Come see us. Come chat with us. Come chat with Schmeat.
Please do.
Schmeat is dying to talk to you. And with that, I'll go ahead and bring this episode to a close. Look forward to seeing us next time on part 2. And for now, bon voyage.
Bon voyage.
Ciao, bella.